Hello and welcome to AI Extravaganza Race number 8, the
Oh my god, it's happening!
500. All of our prayers go out to Russell Charneski and the Action Ice Motorsports family, and his family as well. He is suffering deeply. On lap 17, we will have a 14-second moment of silence in his honor.
Only 14 seconds, so we're going that fast?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty quick. Well, maybe 15 or whatever it is here. Tyler Scott will be replacing him in the number 17 car for the next few weeks. We have a few paint scheme changes this week. Number 12 is going to be in the Apples car, and the number 18 in the Big Red Machine.
Tony, I don't think you ever risked that.
I don't think so either, but now we're going to tonight. Alright. It is time for the invocation by Reverend Frank Burns. Let us pray. Father and Dale, for everything we race tonight, every car, every manufacturer, every sponsor, and every driver, have a good and safe race filled with slow and fast at the same time. Slow by lack of pain and fast by lack of excitement. Or, not lack, you know what I mean. Amen. And time for the national anthem. Sung by Tim McDonald. Sing it, Tim.
America.
What so proudly we hail at the and that's it. So here is the starting lineup, sponsored by N.O.R.L Energy Drink Pulse Sitter Ryan Heuser. Starting first is the N.O.R.L Energy Drink car of Ryan Heuser. Second, Home Depot machine Zach Michael. Third, Apples, Tony Pizarro Taurus. Fourth, Valvoline Matt Raboyne Viper. Fifth, Zach My Man Miller in the Pepsi Max Impala.
User entered your channel.
Sixth, Zigzag Jonathan Tharp Camry. Seventh, Bob Marley Madness Pettit Ken. Eighth, Johnny Reed Big Red Snap-on Foley in the Chevrolet of Champions. Ninth, Cherokee 6 Airplane Bill Werkheiser. 10th, Savor Me Up John Batista Rainbow Chevrolet. 11th, Cigarette Man Marlboro Dave Miller Chevrolet. 12th, Viper Matthew Dominique. 13, Pennzoil Brad Penn Alex Crapser. 14th, Rick Jackson points leader in the Crown Royal Chevrolet. 15th, Mr. Tim McDonald Caterpillar, 4th in points. 16th, I think it's 16th. We'll keep going. Scott Jackson 8-Up Rock Band Chevrolet Monte Carlo. 17th, William Tex Perry Charger. 18th, Ben My Man Gear. 19th, Tony Long. 20th, Craig Lee. 21st, Alan Nesfeder Coke Zero Chevrolet Impala, number 78. 22nd, Steven Spears Aloha Snack Bar Thing. 23rd, Jonathan Scrabix Airplane Boeing Chevrolet, number 48. 24th, Christian Torres GameStop. 25th, Michael Henson Pepsi. 26th, Mr. Dale Cooper Jackson Vatcher made the field in the Texas Instruments DLP Chevrolet. Either 27th or 29th, Dave Butterworth, Bush's Best Baked Beans Camaro. Either 27th or, I don't even know, 28th
User
or
entered your
30th,
channel.
way back in the field, Donald Stewart. No relation to NASCAR Tony Stewart. 31st. 31st. Mr. Tyler Scott in the white Hendrick Chevrolet, replacing critically injured Russ Charneski. 32nd. Adam Crapser in the Pennzoil Charger. It's been a tough road for him these last few weeks. 33rd. Yo Dog Brandon Xbox Reigns. 34th. Mark Guthrie. 35th. Dan Venom Johnston. 36th. Walt Flowers. 37th. Glenn Clorox Kaufman made the show. 36th again. Randy Dobbins in the Georgia Boot Ford, winner of
User entered your
Phoenix.
channel.
37th, Rob STP Scarberry, Dodge. 38th, Broderick Whitman. 39th, Scott Drake. 40th, New Orleans Ampio, Jimmy Stevens. 41st, Mellow Yellow, Aaron Cummings. And to round out the field, Dalton Pizza Impala Lucas. Without the Chevrolet emblem, he is the only one. Drivers who did not make the field include Kevin Corbett, Jacob Stumpf, Jim Fitzmaurice, Philip Parker, and others. Another few topics of interest. We have Rick Jackson at the point, in the points lead. Matthew Dominique, Ken Pettit, Tim McDonnell, and Dave Miller round out the top 5. Donald Stewart, John Tharp, the only multi-winner. Zach Michael, Matt Raboyne, Ryan Hoiser round out the top 10. They would be in the chase if the points ended now. Alex Crapser went from 31st to 19th last week. John Batista still 15th. Tony Pizarro 31st. And Dalton Lucas 20th. So that's where we're at this point. Good luck, gentlemen, and have a good, safe Bristol day.
Waltrip is the worst driver in NASCAR, period. Cannot believe.
Yes, the drivers are already complaining about Michael Waltrip, who does not even race in this series. But that's
Did he ever
okay.
race in any series?
I think he raced in NASCAR for a few years.
You sure about that?
Yeah, didn't he win? I don't know, some big 500-mile race.
Hey, do you guys know who won the race that Dale died in?
It's Rusty Wallace, right?
I think Stacy Compton won that one.
No, it was Waltrip, Darrell Waltrip.
Oh, right. Well, then who was yelling at the end?
Larry Mack.
Something about Mickey?
He come flying around, come up on the apron, jumps in front of me, then runs over the 51, stacks us all up, and I run into him. It's idiotic to be out here doing this anyway. There's no sense in being able to trying to put on some cute show for whatever the hell this is. Then you got a guy out there in desperation doing this crap like this. I mean, it's just there's no reason to be out here. These guys have spent 6 months working on these cars, busting their ass on these cars to go out there and have some guy out of desperation do that crap. But it ain't his fault. It's not. It's NASCAR's fault for putting us out there and doing all this crap for nothing.
Ryan Heuser leads lap 1 as Clint Boyer
Whoa, wait a minute, what?
says his piece.
Zach, did you miss the part where this was the AI extravaganza?
No, I just didn't know it was started yet. I'm still...
Clint was very upset.
Well, yeah, and it took us, what, 4 years to realize that? After he said that? That was, what, Daytona 2015?
He's hated group qualifying since it started, yeah.
Good! So have I.
This qualifying format is way better than single car. Fight me.
I will fight you. I know where you live. I will find your workplace.
It's horrible. Oh, God.
Tony, what did you do?
This is the worst
Well-
season ever.
there goes your season, Tony. Oh, did he miss pit road again?
I think he entered the wrong
he
pit
got
road.
Oh, no.
See, Tony, I told you never raced that car and you never will.
Hey, has anybody made the weekly Patriots Week 1 joke yet?
Yes, you just did it.
Okay, cool. Hey, Tony, it still says Patriots Week 1. Are we opening Ultimate Team packs this week, or are we still watching race cars?
No, it's fine.
You know, Tony, I think you just had a loose wheel there.
There might be something
You
to
picked a
that.
fine time to leave me, loose
Why the hell
wheel.
is my stream not? I'm going to Google Chrome. Yeah.
Frugal Grome?
I can't speak English. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. I've been up since 8 a.m. Fight me.
Tony, why are you kidding again?
No, I'm just
Beating.
going through the second pit road.
You stupid, we're under green, you don't have to do that.
At this version, you do.
Oh my god, my
Which
computer
version
won't
is
move.
this? Do something.
What are the lap times looking at? Just so I can gauge how long this race is going to be.
I have everything under speed, so it's 119 mile an hour. Zach Michael just had the fastest lap of the race.
So Spears, go find that website that converts speed to time. There is a website that'll do that for every track in NASCAR Racing 2003, or at least there used to be.
Let me go the long way, pull up an Excel doc, and proceed to do the
That's definitely the smart way to do it.
time over distance, so something like that.
Or you could just, use this thing here I'm gonna send you.
Or you could have just paid attention in math class like I did.
It's like math. Alright, what's our laps? Our speed, Jigger? 119?
119.5 for the fastest guys. Foley just broke the...
We're running 16 flats then.
This is the most. Oh, is that a no? Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing it? Because it's a race, Spears.
Why are we doing any of this?
Okay, so we're running about 16-second lap times.
Did I not just say we're running 16 flats?
Yeah, I heard you, and then I had to confirm it because we're the era of fact checkers.
Okay, so you're Ronald Reagan name, trust but verify?
Yes. Sure.
I only believe what they say on the internet.
See, I read it on the internet. I'm gonna say this can't be a real race because there are people in the seats.
Oh!
See, that's what Abraham Lincoln told everybody is to really gotta trust everything on the internet.
Yeah.
He was a true visionary.
He
Way
actually
ahead of his time.
he said that about 2 weeks before Henry Ford shot up in the John Wilkes movie theater.
Yeah, really weird. And then something about Archduke Ferdinand was in attendance, and then oddly enough.
No, they assassinated the band Franz Ferdinand.
Oh,
Take
okay.
me out, get it?
Yeah.
So if you're lonely, I'm sure Tony's loving this shitpost commentary.
I mean, it's a 500-mile Bristol race, so
500 miles.
That's 500 miles.
I would walk 500
I'm gonna point something out. You cannot run a 500-mile race at Bristol in 2003.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your
I
elbow.
don't care that Dale got killed in a car accident. I don't care
Tough
that
crowd,
plane flew
folk.
into that building.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, JB's not here, so somebody has to say something controversial.
Something controversial? Let's see, what's the most controversial thing I can say?
Mark Martin is the most overrated NASCAR driver of all time. There, I said it.
In the modern era, Richard Petty would have less wins than Kyle Busch. There we go, that's controversial.
It's not controversial, it's facts.
It's like saying the fastest car of 1950 couldn't compete with the fastest car of 2015.
I don't think any of those guys could race well with today's rules.
At the same time, I feel like today's rules make it easier. There's a straight.
Oh, I've got a controversial opinion.
Donald Trump is a good president?
Well, that's hella controversial. I was gonna say Ayrton Senna was a prick.
Dale was. Everybody thinks he's cool.
That was sort of his whole thing, though. That's why I say Kyle Busch is good for NASCAR. You need somebody up there to hate. And plenty of people hated Senior.
I
Alright,
hate Kyle, I just don't like him.
moving on to Tony. What are your thoughts on Kyle Busch? I know this will be good. And crickets, back to you, Jamie.
Aloha Snack Bar! Wait a minute, AT&T Stadium is Oracle Park now? What?
Why is there a giant gaping hole in the front stretch grandstand, and why is Foley in the pits?
Why, my mind was going places. Carry on.
He's blown up!
I thought Foley was... When did he start driving a Chevy?
He swapped a couple of cars for this race. He swapped himself before he got raced.
Oh, he blew up? Oh!
So far it's the drivers with the new paint schemes that are really struggling tonight.
Am I in a new paint scheme?
You are in the same paint scheme. You will
Good.
be fine.
Well, I don't know, after last week,
No, I really wish he would get off the... Okay, thank you.
Why is there a giant hole in the grandstand?
For those of you who don't know, we had a meteor shower Sunday night, so a couple of meteors hit the stand.
What? You,
Yeah, what was that?
choke on something?
So, I learned today, Tony doesn't know what Peugeot is.
Who?
Tony, you've heard of him?
No?
Albert Pujols?
No, Peugeot, the car manufacturer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you guys know that Jeremy Mayfield was actually a descendant from the royalty of the Ottoman Empire?
Did you know that we don't fucking care?
I mean, it's the Ottoman Empire, everybody cares.
You mean the sofa I have in my living room?
No, that's the Ottoman.
Yeah. Heard me.
Jesus Christ, I
Wow.
got YouTube like it is loud as fuck.
Yeah? It's pretty loud.
What I'm trying to figure out is half of YouTube is not autoplaying for me and the other half is.
Dad,
That's got weird.
What did he say?
I think we're blown up, guys.
No, I saw you.
No.
I saw you going down there, and I'm like, no. Alright, so
We're blown up.
It looks like Steven Spears, who also kind of has a new paint scheme, is in the pits. Let's see what he does at this point.
Disappeared in the fire.
I wish we had Matt Yoka.
Dude.
Yeah, DW, at this juncture, they're looking okay. They're changing 4 tires. They're putting fuel in at this juncture, and he's going to get back out on the track.
Aloha Snack Bar.
It looks
Saturday?
like it looks to me like they didn't know which tire was down, so they just changed all 4. So now you'll go either 2 or 3 laps down.
Well, looks like me and you are going to have the same race today. Woo!
Saturday, somebody Bluetooth into our display speakers and had
Oh, I love
different
doing
phrases. And
I
so
love
I'm
doing
sitting there
that.
in the middle of the aisle, just the aisle over, and all I hear is, "No, this is Patrick." Oh my god! And then we had kids playing basketball in the aisle. I'm like, get the fuck out of here!
Okay, guys, I'm just going to go out and say it, that this race is actually mirroring the real-life race because there's a lot of issues early.
Yes. Mark Guthrie
Hello,
in the
fuck
pits
Tom
and goes
Dundon.
2 laps down. It's only lap 33. We have 4 people 2 laps down or more. Foley's out.
Oh, that's a bummer.
JP, I was listening to that podcast you sent me. I got about 8 minutes in before class today, and I'm going to finish it later. Seems like it was pretty good. A radio interview, whatever it was.
how's your dirt racing going, JB?
Why do you fucking care?
Your microphone in your esophagus or what?
It's going great. I only race like 2 days a week now.
That's good. It probably makes you more prone to want to race if it's only.
No, not really.
Well, he needed something to fill the void.
And yes, that was a very good interview, and I enjoyed all 26 minutes of it. And it made me angry.
This interview?
The interview with the former San Diego Fleet president.
Yeah, dude, he's a scumbag.
Shouldn't he have called himself the Admiral?
Wait, you actually interviewed?
I hope the entire Hurricane staff and team die in a plane crash.
Full on 1970 what, Marshall?
Bolt
70?
Broncos or whatever. All those kids.
What is actually amazing is that plane crash did not kill Southern Airways. It killed an entire football team, and yet the airline survived.
Well, for a while. Their other accident didn't help them.
Well, this is true, but I'm telling you, if an airline crashed today carrying an NFL team or a college football team and killed the entire team, that airline would be gone. In the modern age. Their stock would plummet and people would be like, oh god, and then 2 weeks later the airline would be like, yeah, we can't afford to stay afloat. We're merging.
So, I've been playing Diamond Dynasty,
Yikes.
but not the way you think. I'm just doing collections and flipping cards for stubs for franchise money. I'm whoring myself out for franchise budget.
Shows you how broken that game is right there.
Yes, the central currency revolves around stubs that you earn primarily in Diamond Dynasty.
You know, instead of just giving me a fictional set of, you know, dollar value that actually I can use.
Or, you know, a way to reasonably make money with your team through, like, ticket sales and hot dogs.
Why are we all catching Ryan so rapidly?
Trap.
You know, almost like MLB The Show on the PS2 actually had all those features. Odd.
All the shows up till 13 had it, and then when they went to the new consoles, they just stripped it away and started over and never put it back in. It's like Madden, but without re-adding the features 10 years later. Or 5 years later, whatever. You know what I mean?
I remember the first show franchise I ever played, you could choose your method of transportation. Like, if you were super broke, you could just take a horrible bus. It was cool.
I want to trick out my whole squad here and, like, have a jumbo jet fly my AA team across the country.
Hey, you should just provide your team with no medical insurance or hotels or transportation.
That should be like a moment in the story. Like, okay guys, we've upgraded our jet, but we're stripping you all of your medical coverage entirely. You are no longer covered against any injuries off the field or on. Here an ACL, not our problem. Bye. That is one thing I like about that. There's concession prices and shit.
Oh, I got good news today. Zach already told Daddy.
Oh,
so there is discussion in inside sources that the XFL is bringing the Birmingham Iron to the XFL.
oh, so now you like the XFL? I thought you.
I will. If they bring Birmingham Iron,
I thought you
to
were
the
all
XFL.
like, fuck the XFL, fuck those bitches.
Dude, if they bring the Iron to the XFL, oh my fuck!
So now they're cool. Now you like them.
It will be. At this point, I don't really have a choice.
Yo, mama.
If they bring him over, will it be the same players? We just
No.
call it the Birmingham Iron?
It'll just be the same history, I guess. But
Half the
99
Iron,
rounds.
half the Iron are in the Steelers now.
What's the difference?
that actually, yeah. But the thing that's weird about
Some
that
carbon.
Iron were so heavily That was probably the one true minor league team in my opinion. Because wasn't like half the roster the practice squad team guys, or guys affiliated with the Steelers in any sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, did you forget to put the sticky stuff on the bottom?
I think it was Steelers, Browns, Bills, and Patriots.
What's that, Tim?
Did you forget to put sticky stuff down on the bottom group?
No, they're all doing fine. They're riding the middle ground.
Guys, I just saw a cool stat on r/NASCAR. Matt Kenseth has driven in 666 cup races.
That guy's the fucking devil.
How do we watch Arena Football League?
Go to the arena? Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Yeah, I don't think it's televised.
It is.
It is. It's on like
CBS
Sports Network. Yeah.
ESPN Media Check.
When, at like 3 a.m.?
No.
I don't think I've ever looked for the Arena Football League. Try why I've never seen it.
Atlanta was fucking up anybody's chance of catching Ryan.
4
Oh,
teams?
who is texting me? Jesus Christ!
I don't think it's Jesus texting you. He doesn't have a phone.
Let's play CFL. I mean, those games are broadcast on ESPN, so they're pretty easy to watch.
We should do WNBA fantasy. That'll totally relax.
How are we going to decide what teams to follow in the Canadian Football League?
No, dude, we're playing Legends Football League Fantasy.
Double Entree League.
No, they're Legends Football League now, Tim. Just because they're still in their underwear doesn't mean it's...
Actually, why don't we go
Andre
play
Football
the Freedom Football League? Or the, what's that new one? The People's Choice Football League? Or the...
I heard about
People's
that.
Court?
Doesn't Greg Miller own a team in that?
Let's watch episodes of the People's Court and take bets on who wins.
The odd thing is there's so many indoor football leagues right now that it's like, screw the Arena League. Everybody left the AFL because they're like, fuck it, we'll get better royalties and better money
Did Zach
elsewhere.
shit around a lap car yet?
They just announced a new team for the AFL. The, something... Crushers?
The under pressures?
I gotta go find it, but it's basically the Iron.
Atlanta City Blackjack. Alright.
Well, that works.
Did you say Atlanta or Atlantic?
Atlantic.
Not like you said Atlanta, I was really confused.
Atlanta City, we're a fucking soccer team.
Well, dog, looks like we've got the Legends, the Iron, another Iron, the Stallions, the Apollos in the AFL. Basically what those logos are.
Last cars out of the way.
Damn lap car.
Here comes the goddamn flat-ass snack bar.
Oh, hot snack bar!
Hey, I made it very...
With all those numbers came to us.
I know, it looks pretty good.
Probably the fastest car on the track right now, him and Mark.
I wonder why.
Probably because he has tires.
Yeah, your sponsor actually gave you tires. There's a Johnny Reed Foley thing on his car.
You just realized that?
I did not know the Aloha Snack Bar car had Foley on it. And he is doing worse than Spears is.
Don't worry, that's not the logo Foley uses anymore. He just calls himself Johnny Reed Foley anymore. He calls himself Sling Dan. You dropped the Johnny. Never mind.
He dropped Johnny, the Reed, and the Foley.
The interesting thing is,
If
we
you
had
told
some...
Brett he dropped the Johnny, they'd assume you were talking about a condom.
We had some extra stickers, so we just threw them on the car.
Gotcha.
Made us look more official. I mean, I just broadcasted that, so I think we're screwed now.
One of the other sponsors isn't even a real company.
Next week they'll all be off the car.
Tony, why aren't the top 5 racing? Please fix.
The top 5 are being smart drivers.
Smart drivers, it's lap 70 of 500. Fucking go for it.
Wow.
Tim,
You-
did you
you
actually
read that
send
now.
Tony a copy of the car without a single logo on it?
I can take all the logos off.
If you'd like to, I can do that.
Because, no, like my next big wreck, just like bring the car back and have nothing on it. Just straight up
No logos or anything.
Hey,
Just silver and yellow.
for next season,
Yes.
can we print out the template and like color our own designs and scan them back in for you to use?
JD, did you ever do that? I did that once. I had a car that was colored pencil, but I don't think I ever raced it.
Because I have a lot of good designs that I can make with my fingers.
Can I color mine in Play-Doh?
How do you color Play-Doh, Zach?
Can I
You
use
just
the
smash it
in-game
together.
paint booth?
Jesus Christ. With an add-on template that doesn't fit.
That's how Scott's car got painted.
What gave you that indication?
The fonts, the stamps, all of it, pretty much. The fact that I painted a lot of cars in the in-game paint booth, so I'm kind of familiar with what it does.
Could imagine having to paint with that back in the day.
You never played N2 and used that paint booth.
Oh shit! This starts in 5 days?
It's amazing, we're like 75 laps in.
Yeah, no cautions yet. We got a strong battle for third. John Tharp on the outside, Matt Raboyne on the inside.
Yeah, they were trying to have a battle for second. If these fucking lap cars get out of the way, Zach could go win this night.
They're all trying to hold their ground. They don't want to go more than one lap down.
Well,
You just
they're
gotta-
only a lap down.
You just gotta turn the aggression up to like 190.
190. This isn't N2 where the ratings went from 0 to 255.
They're trying to hold their ground.
Albany,
They're not trying to go one lap
Baltimore,
down. This is the
Philadelphia.
ballad of lap traffic.
Dog. They played 13 weeks with 4 teams. What's the fucking point?
There's only 4 teams.
What it says on there, this is last year, I guess.
Getting a Snapchat from Zachary Miller in the middle of the race. He is a hell of a wheelman.
He's battling for fourth, doing an excellent job so far in the Pepsi Max Chevrolet.
He's actually watching us on a 70-inch TV.
Are we going through
I'm
pit
not
stops?
joking.
Fuck you and your TV.
I hope somebody dumps that son of a bitch.
And he breaks into his house and steals the TV.
These lap cars need to get the fuck out of the way. They are ruining a race.
Tony, did I just miss a line of pit stops?
No. No, you just you're on. You're just struggling a little bit on the bottom side. You're tight.
So are we gonna go green until green flag pit stops and then have a caution where everybody's trapped 3 laps down?
Probably.
I hope not.
How do you
Well-
get tight at N4 Bristol?
This is 2003 Bristol, JB.
Dumbass.
2003?
And clearly you never drove my Bristol Sound.
I thought we've been on N4 the whole time. I thought we were watching N4.
Oh my god.
JB, were the tracks not a clue?
There's
a safer barrier.
Oh, good point.
Oh no.
I mean,
Did we
I
not have
drove
safer
these
barriers in
things
N4?
look just like this, but
When-
We had safer barrier tracks in N4.
if Tim made a new track,
Just a wall texture.
We didn't use like
SBP.
SBP Bristol.
Well, this one's just a wall texture.
Yeah, but it's got the safer barrier wall on it.
it also has those cones that aren't in N4. And a freaking
Orange
UI
cones?
banner you couldn't add to N4. Trust me, I tried.
Couldn't edit it in N4?
I couldn't make it look like that one.
Oh.
It also was in the other corner. Other clues, the pace car hasn't murdered the field in any of these races.
Oh guys, my crew chief has some words he'd like to tell everybody about this season so far.
Very calm most of the time. We had a Dodge that win the championship. Jimmy Smith can kiss my ass.
And for those who don't know, Jimmy Smith is the race director.
I thought he said Jimmy Spencer.
I said Jimmy Stevens.
Actually, Jimmy Smith's my father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
No, that was Jimmy Spears.
And the race director.
Oh man. I can't believe we're almost 100 laps in without a caution.
And they've been side by side a lot in some areas. Bill's still working on Matt for 7th place.
I'm about to get lapped again.
No, Ryan's only like maybe 2-3 seconds ahead of you. But you are 2 laps down currently.
Well, unfortunately, I can't have it Kevin Harvick it.
Oh, hang on. We have a press release involving last week's race. Yeah, everybody thinks Michael's this good guy. He's not the good guy, like he actually has. The caution was out, and he wrecked me, and he's a piece of shit. I don't know if we're talking about Michael Hinson or Zach Michael.
Hey.
I actually think that was Russ's comments while on the stretcher.
But the caution was out. Oh, the caution's out. And
Oh no! God damn it!
Hell yes.
This got dumped.
Oh,
Listen,
the yellow was out. Literally, the yellow was already out.
he just ran me over.
wow.
Fucking bitch. Fuck him. And his family.
But here's the question: what was the yellow out for before the wreck? The yellow was already out.
I think the more important thing is we got to acknowledge that Zach Miller got caught up in this incident.
And watch,
Fuck
the yellow's
him.
gonna come out halfway down the backstretch. Right
Did
there.
he? I hope that John Tharp is either fired or Tony parks him.
What was the yellow for?
Yeah, I think there was a yellow before that.
The yellow was
Didn't
out.
see
The
the
white was
yellow.
halfway down the back.
Either way,
Oh,
that was a
Ben
huge move by John.
Did you see Ben die in the background?
No, I
Oh
didn't.
yeah, somebody exploded back there.
That's why there was such a big hole in the field. They'd already wrecked behind all that. They wrecked in the middle of 1 and 2. Oh, Scott just turned it up. You gotta get trying to get going again. So I feel like that's the thing that happened.
Wow.
I really feel like you gotta get going again there too. 'Cause there are a whole bunch of cars coming.
Whoa.
How's that 29 still even come to the track every week?
I mean, that wasn't his fault.
No, I just meant like I think he's finished like 40th almost every race this season. Just feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, me and Ben have had the worst season so far.
Yeah, Ben didn't get a race. That's good. Scott and Dave are trying to have a break here.
Well, looks like Zach Michael, John Tharp, Scott Jackson,
Miller.
Zach Miller, and Ben Gear all were involved.
That's an interesting series of crashes.
Oh, are you getting us set up or what? Arena football. I don't know, dog. You have to take roll.
For some reason, Dalton and Dan are already in the pits. I don't think they're a lap down.
Test club. Fucking gay faggot. Sorry.
We'd like to apologize for comments from our colleague.
Player kick.
He had a hot mic and one of the drivers refused an interview. Oh, Hannah Newhouse, that was so funny.
Yeah.
Does he seriously go to chess club though?
That's okay. Did anybody else catch during the Bristol race when Larry Mack flubbed flag again?
Yes.
Yeah, me and Miller did. We were dying.
The whole world saw it. You are not alone.
Honey, are you that lazy you won't update the Sprint Cup logo in the cockpit? For the series?
I haven't really paid much attention to it.
Well, you just showed it live on air.
I'm a little afraid because Zach, John, and Ken and Tex are all still in the pits doing nothing.
Yeah, that's another texture I need to replace.
Is it both Zachs or just Miller?
Just Miller.
Good. Fuck him.
Oh my god.
Well, Ken left the pits, there goes John, and Zach N.O.R.L loses a lap, doesn't he? If he didn't, he'd just beat it.
Wow. Well...
Tony, you gotta do your wow.
Wow.
Wah!
I'll save that one for later, because something
I'd
stupid's
like
gonna
to
happen.
formally apologize for my anti-Christian outburst.
Miller says, I thought this was a family broadcast.
So Dalton Lucas is in second, after starting last.
Hacks.
Because him and Dan pitted there, and I don't know why they were allowed to. Alright. Ryan is the leader. Dalton Lucas second, Craig Lee third, Dan Johnson fourth, Matthew Dominique fifth. As we go green, 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 let's get ready, boys.
What Fox is gonna sound like after Daryl retires?
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's the big news. Darrell Welch was retiring.
Hey, where's the point standings for this?
It's
on the website.
It was in the pre-race and you missed it.
Wait, is that... What car is Tony running?
A car he never raced.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
If it had been the MASH car, that would have been cool. He raced that a couple of times.
What is it sponsored by? Turtle Wax? Apples. It's actually sponsored by Apples. What?
Have a good fresh Bristol apple.
Thanks, Tony.
Like, the store Apples?
I don't think there's a store.
Yeah, there is.
Oh,
Never seen one?
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
JB
that's
knows
dangerous.
what I'm talking about. JB, you remember Apples?
Oh, no.
Pops?
Apple Pops?
No, Apples, the store. Then there was Tops. Two different stores.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you're thinking of someone else.
Been to Ohio.
I've never been to an
I
Apple's.
think Zach is having a psychotic break from reality.
No. God damn it, I'm a
I've been to Kroger.
Zach Michael is back to 15th place. Zach
I don't
Miller.
fucking care.
God, could you imagine if we locked our lineup for
I
AA?
think I was mad about it. Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else. And he's going to drive like I'm going to bust his ass.
Did somebody give me the clip of Brad Kozlowski yesterday? Thank you.
Daddy wants to take a poll of who wants to play arena football fantasy. So if you'd like to play, please say, oh, never mind, that is not the poll.
See? Apples.
There are 8 people watching this broadcast. You are popular.
Imagine,
You are
Probably looking
popular.
for the Madden Ultimate Team.
imagine, yeah, maybe that's what's getting the feed.
Thought this was Mondays, what the fuck?
I was actually streaming NCAA 11 on the emulator, and somebody came in on the stream and like started writing in the chat, but I had no idea, so I totally ignored them.
Yeah, Zach, did somebody do that to your stream last night?
Yeah, some faggot ass bitch came in and told me how to play baseball, so I told him to fuck off.
Once again, we'd like to apologize for our colleagues' on-air language.
What was
Tony,
he
would you
telling
mind if I interrupt regularly
He was like,
scheduled programming?
Go Blue Jays, the ump is blind, you're a shitty person, I hope you choke and die. My name is Tim, and I'm a big fat weenie.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't say all of those things. I didn't say my name is Tim and I'm a big fat meanie.
Oh, that's who it is. I see.
Yes. Yes, and Tim did not tune in for the second part of my broadcast last night.
No, I saw the broadcast and went and watched something else and went, why the fuck did he not get on TeamSpeak?
Because I had to go directly to bed afterwards, and I didn't want to be on here talking all night.
Go to bed, directly to bed, do not pass go, do not play MLB The Show 19.
Even though I continue doing that till like 2:30 in the morning because I'm retarded. I had to complete my minor league stadium collection to get stubs. Yay! I just want to play baseball. Oh, speaking of sports, the men's NCAA basketball championship is in about 2 hours.
What the fucking do?
Zach, you missed my like 15-minute stream of Rainbow Six Siege's April Fool's mode.
Oh, what the hell is that? You run around as Teletubbies?
Well, we had to rescue Mr. Bear.
Mr. Bear.
If you go to my Mixer and look at the archive, you will find it hilarious.
Who the fuck is Mixter Bear?
Mixer Bear.
Mr. Bear.
Somebody replace Mr. Ed with Mr. Bear. I feel like a bear would be more relatable than a horse.
Lap 115 rundown. Ryan Hoyser, Dalton Lucas second, Craig Lee third, Dan Johnston fourth, Matt Roy, John Batista ninth, Tim McDonald 10th, Rick Jackson our points leader, up in the sixth position. Zach Michael 15th, Alex Krebser 13th, Zach Miller all the way back in 28th position.
Johnny, heading back up to the garage. You coming? God bless America.
28, that's his car number.
You're nothing.
I've never been to Apple's Market.
There's not too many of them around.
You want some? I'll give you all I got. Come on.
Oh, I finally got an extra base hit. Thank God. Jesus Christ. God bless America. 1776. We got a chance.
Worst post-race celebration ever.
Yeah.
Why is the pace car an Accord?
You know, because Tim just thinks everybody loves Japanese vehicles. We don't. They're pieces of shit.
Thank you,
I
Japanese.
gave him the same pace car with 6 different whips, including a Chevy
Yo,
Impala.
maybe we bomb Japan again.
And Pala.
What's the score of your game?
I was just playing a moment. I was playing as Ivan Rodriguez and had to get an extra base hit against Nolan Ryan.
I guess they did play each other at one point.
Well, this was in 1999.
Against Nolan Ryan. So after his Hall of Fame speech, he decides to come out of retirement and throw pitches to Ivan Rodriguez.
What is this, the Sports Center studio update?
Yeah, and now that I think of it, they would have been on the same team when they did play each other, so they would have never played each other.
They would have been on the same team when they played each other. Is that seriously what you just said? Yeah.
Well, they were
Yeah.
both on the Rangers. I understand what I said, and it was wrong, and I'm sorry, and I'll apologize later. But
Well, yeah, Blood 5 moments is cool, but I run into ones like that where it's like, wait a minute, what?
yeah, Babe Ruth against Cap Anson against Barry Bonds.
You know, everybody makes this big deal about Nolan Ryan playing in the MLB
Oh,
in
God.
4 different decades. You know, it's not impressive.
Now, am I the only one here who'd never heard of Rob Dibble before?
I've heard of him, but I don't remember him. Like, I recognize his name, and I feel like it's baseball related.
Well, he was
Wasn't
a
that guy in
Reds
a
pitcher,
movie?
and he's like a legendary diamond level some fucking thing or another card in this game, and like I've never heard of this guy before this game. Like even in other MLB shows, I've never heard of Rob Dibble.
I don't think he should be a legendary card. Maybe like
In other scores, Chelsea defeats West Ham United 2-0.
West Ham. What about East Ham?
The Tampa Bay Ray Rays beat the Chicago White Sox 5-1. The Chicago Cubs trounced the Pittsburgh Pirates 10-0.
Yeah, I watched
Jonathan
that game.
Cheeseman wins at St. Petersburg.
What?
Or wherever the Indy cars are at this point, usually.
A racetrack.
Some Japanese guy won the race yesterday. I don't know who he was.
Where'd they race yesterday?
Some
They were in
southern,
Barber.
some
They were in
southern
Barber, and it was
state.
won by Seppa!
See, I had no idea that there was even an IndyCar race yesterday. I've been in like
I told you there
Target.
was an IndyCar race.
I've been in Target for like the last 3 days, dude. This is the first time I've been outside of Target.
Did anyone start Takuma in our fantasy league?
I think so.
I want to say Kevin Polanco did.
Well, it's interesting because, like they were saying, if you compare back to the last 5 races that they've had, he's won 2 of them. So, granted, Portland was definitely on fuel mileage, but still, he just fair and square won that race. I mean, he beat the shit out of the field. Makes you wonder where Graham Rahal would have finished had he not had issues.
Granted, Sato tried to throw it away there at the end by completely missing a corner with a 5-second lead.
I think sometimes you just gotta live on the edge a little bit. You gotta pit with 1 lap to go in the race.
Live on the edge, you gotta help yourself.
I think we're thinking of different songs there, Tim.
John Batista up to the 8th position.
Ooh.
Dalton Luke is still in 2nd, holding his ground. Zach Michael, with practically no damage after the incident, maintains
Yeah.
his pace.
The Chevy builds quality bodies.
There we go. Props to
They do.
Chevy for the quality body.
It's a shame they make, shit ignitions and shit interiors and shit drivetrains and shit
Tires.
suspensions.
They make great interiors.
Yeah, if you love plastic.
I do love plastic, so
Oh god. Okay.
Almost every interior these days is plastic. It's really awkward.
Yeah.
Affordability.
Dodge is the worst about it.
I think my entire interior, probably like the dash and everything's all plastic.
Yeah.
They're leather though, which is kind of nice. Although I like burn my ass when I sit down and it's been sitting in the sun all day. Yeah, plastic seats, plastic wheels, plastic windshield. Don't ask me how that works.
It'd be plexiglass.
No, I'm talking straight up plastic, like Tupperware plastic.
I mean, you can see the Tupperware.
It just cracks when you hit the throttle. It just cracks.
uh-oh. Dog gave me a 500 error.
This car had more plastic in it than Nancy Pelosi's face.
It may crack, but it is dishwasher safe and microwave safe, Tony.
Oh jeez. Could you imagine an all plastic car sitting in the sun for like 6 hours? It'd just be a puddle of just...
Zach, I can imagine that. It's called a Chevy dealership.
I will
Hello.
say this. The 3/4 ton Ford interior for any of their base model trucks, I am not a fan of, and I would easily go with the Chevy over that in the interior any day. But the F-250 interior is significantly better. By like a mile and a half. It's interesting. It's also why it's probably a $65,000, $70,000 truck.
Can anybody explain why the size of the bed of an F-150 are 6 feet tall?
Because it's a bed to contain stuff.
They used to be high enough that a 6-foot-tall person could look into them and they had the same storage space. Now the truck's so high that you can't look over an F-150 bed.
It is on purpose for safety.
Who's safety? The guy you killed?
Are you the indoor fantasy camp with air conditioning? Yes, okay.
Wow.
It's also
Okay.
another reason why everybody in America drives an SUV or a pickup.
Air conditioning?
No, it's because they're lifted. Even stock, they're higher, they're safer. than being in a car. If you get into a car in a car accident, and it's with a truck, 9 out of 10 times you're going to be totally fucked. But if you hit another car, then you're fine.
How much more controllable and able you are to avoid an accident in a car without flipping over 15 times.
They really don't drive that bad. I think you just... When was the last time you've driven a modern truck?
Would a 2008 F-150 be modern?
It's somewhat close. Even those are definitely clunkier, but I was shocked when I drove like...
Just the CG's so high, things I do on a daily basis to avoid morons in my Jetta would flip a crossover on its side.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
You
Yeah,
sound like
I don't
you shouldn't
know.
be behind the wheel of a vehicle.
I think trucks have definitely gotten a lot better to drive. They're not as clunky, but if some of the heavier ones still are, but it's because it's a truck.
You know what's amazing? Going back to plastic for a second, how much of the mechanical parts of my car under the hood are plastic?
Well, that's like what I was saying about my thermostat housing. When I had to replace it, that thing was original, so it was 20 years old when I replaced it last year, and it was hard plastic. I was shocked it lasted that long.
Well,
What's amazing is Zach's plastic cylinder head hasn't melted or blown off.
yeah, no shit. Well, when they fixed my car last year, aside from the hood, obviously, like almost all of it was plastic. Like, yep, there's this, plastic, that, plastic. Honestly, if there was more metal in that car, it probably would have been totaled.
It's just weird when you go up to like a newer truck and you start kind of like knocking on the fenders and stuff, and you're like, wow, that is not like it used to be. Just so lightweight,
Fuel economy, yo.
I guess.
Yeah, we gotta bump the economy from 11 to 12. Actually, what do the new F-150s get? The six-cylinder hits what, like 19 to 20?
Yeah, if you drive normally, you get about 20 to 22.
Why won't he just clear this fucking guy already?
That's basically all this stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but for a truck, it's not. It's okay. If it's car standards, yeah, that's terrible.
Nice entry.
Yes, that was a solidly clean slide-in.
I mean, my father has a BMW that's not exactly, how should I phrase this, an economy model when it comes to fuel efficiency. It still does better than that truck at like 8 miles to the gallon. And he's got one of the worst economies. He's got the X-Drive.
Points leader just went 2 laps down on the scheduled pit stop. Rick Jackson. Oh, God.
Home run! Woo! Andre Dawson to left field.
Andre Dawson.
Yes, Mike Clevenger.
God, I see that now, Tony. Dude, he almost died.
Rick Jackson back to 40th position. 3 laps down. Probably.
Oh! Sorry.
No, it's fine. Andre Dawson's at bat. You must cheer.
No, I was talking about Butter almost buttering his Crown Royal.
Yes. That was not a good
Zach, how are you 30 seconds behind us?
I don't
because
know,
he's
dude.
playing Andre Dawson baseball. No one running.
Dawson 19.
John Madden Rookie Simulator.
Awesome Andre from Dawson.
Wait a minute, what? I'll refresh my screen.
Do your best Bill Elliott impression again.
Who, me?
Yeah, from
No.
Brendan McGee.
No.
Probably for the best.
Yes, not on stream. We'll do it off stream. I don't want there being a record of anything. There's already one idiot sounding like Bill Elliott on the internet. I don't need another one.
But he doesn't sound like him, that's the thing.
That's the point.
False, Zach. There are 3 idiots on the internet that sound like Bill Elliott. One of them might be Bill Elliott.
He's not an idiot, though.
He is if we start asking about shit he doesn't know about.
Okay. Where does this cheese come from, Bill? China. Wrong, Bill.
The cheese farm.
Damn it, Bill, you're right.
Ah,
It's from the
cheddar.
cheese farm. Well, when I grew up in Dawsonville, they were miles and miles.
Hi, I'm
of
Bill Elliott
cheese
for Bill
farms.
Elliott's Cheese Farm.
There we go.
Wow, y'all's Bill Elliott's is terrible. I don't even know what no Bill Elliott sounds like. But I can tell yours is terrible.
When I won that $1 million in '85, I built another cheese farm.
What
Sound like
accent is that?
Tiny Tim?
85?
That sounds like Tiny Tim.
I'm sorry.
Hello, children.
Welcome to my first album.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hello, children!
We should get a recording of that beginning of that album.
Oh, Tony, we already got a song for the next album
What's it called?
ready. It's Stacked Actors.
Okay. Can you play it?
Oh.
Actors.
Ryan Dalton and Craig Lee have pulled away from the field. Dan
Oh,
Johnson,
I did not.
Matthew Dominique, Matt Raboyne, John Batista 7th, Dave Miller, Tim McDonald 9th, and Alan Esfeder 10th at lap 170. Zach Michael up to 14th, Alex Krabser 13th. Zach Miller was in 28th, went back to 30th. Rick Jackson, points leader, still 40th. Foley last, Steven Spears 39th, and I'm racing in 38th. Glenn is
Well, I
having
tell
us-
you guys,
Go ahead.
I mean, I was so dang happy to get out here in this GMS racing, Chevy Camaro and run, Road America and finish 20th. I was 62 years old. I'm just really happy I could fill in for Chase.
That's probably exactly what he said and how he said it.
Probably, I couldn't find an interview.
I still don't know why they put him in that car.
I was pretty upset about it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a waste of a seat, and it was really
Yeah.
disappointing that car went from finishing second at Watkins Glen to running 20th.
Like,
I think they wasted a chance to win a race to fucking put Bill Elliott in the car.
I
It was
mean, that's,
cool,
that's
but
not
it's
really
like,
the team.
why?
Like, they could win at an oval, really.
You know what they need to do? They need to get Richard Petty in that car to get 4 or 5 more wins so Kyle Busch can suck a dick.
He's not. I mean, if he drives Kyle Busch equipment, he might win.
Does Petty have like Parkinson's? I feel like that guy probably shakes like a fucking vibrator.
Well, yeah, he's old.
Sterling Marlin, dude.
Richard Petty's blind.
Isn't Sterling Marlin still winning races at local dirt tracks too, or short tracks?
Fairgrounds, actually.
I've seen Sterling Marlin race at the fairgrounds. I think he recently had another brain procedure configured to help.
Which is, a guy that has Parkinson's is out there out racing other guys. I mean, how shitty would that make you feel?
Like when Mike Stefanik got beat by Steve Park that one time. That's why he was so mad, because he had a brain injury and he was beating him.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why. That fucking half-wit moron.
If you reminded Mike Stefanik that Steve Park had a brain injury, go, yeah, it shows.
Hey.
That's the only worst thing he could have said other than bullshit.
911, there's a fire.
I wish people talked about it more, though. Like, when Steve Park was doing bad, nobody said anything about it. But that was the real reason why. But instead we just let everybody think that he was just crap when he kind of was, but it was injury related. But nobody said, hey, it's because he had a brain injury. Well, we don't
Hasn't
talk
Mike's-
about that on Fox, okay.
Yeah. Wasn't Mike Stefanik on the Hall of Fame ballot a couple years ago?
I think he's on every year.
Not yet. But I mean, that's the direction they're going. Eventually, they're going to have to put him in.
There's still a lot of guys that aren't in that need to be, though.
Yes.
But we need to take Ron Hornaday out now. I liked his Hall of Fame speech. I think he's a good guy, but he does not deserve to be in. The Truck Series was not like the Super Premier Series championships.
When the Truck Series becomes good, he starts sucking. Coincidence?
Lightning belongs to
No.
the Hall of Fame. Change my mind.
Well, no,
Well, I
not
mean, he
even
won-
that. It's just if there was
He
no
won
Truck
2
Series, he would've-
championships in 2 different decades.
Yeah, but he would have been nothing if the Truck Series didn't exist.
Yeah.
He told me Richard Petty be nothing if the Cup Series didn't exist.
I think the biggest thing with the truck series right now is it's still only a little over 25 years old now. So the fact that it's still young, I think lets people kind of just, I don't know.
Well, now you have to put in Jack Sprague.
What about Greg Biffle?
Well, he'll probably go in just as a good driver at some point.
Just because he's accomplished across all three, yeah.
Plus, newer guys are going to retire and then go in right away. I don't know when Dale Jr. gets on the ballot.
I think Junior will get in. And I don't know that he belongs in, but he'll get in because Junior.
What do you mean
I
he
think-
doesn't belong in?
He doesn't have the on-track accomplishments, I think, to support that. Not in the Cup Series.
He had wins a Busch race and suddenly he's entitled to a Cup ride.
I think with the people that are already in the Hall of Fame, they've set themselves up to absolutely have to include Junior.
But you got to keep in mind if they induct 5 people a year, a guy that has 20 plus wins is going to be in.
Exactly.
Like, he has a lot of wins. People forget that. He has more than.
Have we put Elmo Langley in yet?
Why does there even need to be a Hall of Fame?
Because he was
I-
a pace car driver for so long.
I will say, if the precedent has been set with Alan Kulwicki to getting into the Hall of Fame, is you really don't have to have that impressive of a resume. You just, well, you're a fan favorite.
He had
You're
25 career poles.
He died
He won a championship.
and then
He was
died
an owner.
and
Then
then died
5 wins.
Dying.
and then died.
But he might have been successful thereon if he didn't die. So it's like.
Yeah, Tim Richard probably would have dethroned Dale Earnhardt like 4 times, but
I don't think so. He wasn't good enough at short tracks.
I don't know. I'm pretty.
You know-
Alan Kulwicki's story is really cool, but he's like borderline should not be in the Hall of Fame.
I think Robbie Gordon would have complained about Tim Richmond racing because of the weight advantage he would have had.
There's just so many guys that are in the Hall of Fame now that are just, since they're included, you have to induct somebody like, Junior.
Well, now Bill Rexford deserves to go in because he won a championship.
Robbie Gordon, if I remember correctly, complained because Danica wouldn't smash her darts at the end of the submarine build crap.
Well, here's what's flawed about the Hall of Fame. If Joey Logano's career ended today because he got paralyzed, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Hang on, when did he get paralyzed? That's more important to me right now.
He
I agree.
went so much he couldn't see and walked
If
into a
Truex
pole.
got paralyzed today
God.
and he can no longer race again, would he be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think Truex and Logano would at some
I
point.
think by winning a Cup championship, it's kind of a given.
Exactly. So you've opened up the door to induct almost, probably 10% of the drivers that have ever raced in
All right, who is
Cup Series?
the worst Cup champion of all time?
Bill Rexford.
Matt Kenseth.
Worst?
driver to win a
Fuck out of here, dog.
Cup. Wow.
Let me think about this.
Useless. You have
Okay.
insulted the cheesehead.
What, are we going from 79 onward, or what?
I mean, I would say modern era, just to
Benny Parsons.
Modern era?
yeah.
Worst champion?
Kurt Busch.
Benny wouldn't be in the modern era. He would be,
The
because
modern
they're
era's from
technically
72.
72. But I'm gonna go from 79 when they first started televising races, every single race.
This is going to sound controversial, but I would say Terry Labonte or Benny
I was
Parsons.
just
I was
about
gonna
to
say
say.
one of the Labanis.
Which is
You're a
funny
piece of
because he
fucking
won
shit.
I'd say Bobby Labonte just because he only won one championship.
Yeah,
and-
but his
But keep
His
in mind,
championship
Labani
was
still
really
races
good.
really good.
Get on the fucking bottom, you piece of faggot. Oh, sorry.
We'd like to apologize for our language.
Again, that's another fine.
John Batista, lap 200, battling for the 6th position.
Why am I running the fucking tops? Jesus Christ.
Tony, my stream just stopped with a notice that you've been shut down by Twitch staff.
Are you serious?
No.
And why would you say that?
Because
Hell
they're
yeah.
wanting-
Move his ass.
But anyways, yeah, I was gonna agree with you, Tony. That's what I was gonna say. It's probably easily at the time that he won, for sure, Terry Labonte.
When you have all those other guys and Terry Labonte wins, it's like, what?
I mean, when you look
Harry
at his stats
Gant
for
finished
96,
second.
the amount of top 5 and top 10s that he had were insane.
Yeah,
But he only had like 3 wins.
He peaked in 2 seasons, and he won both.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd call him the worst champion just because he won 2.
I would say,
Even though Bobby Labonte won more races the year he won
Here's a
his
better
one.
question. Who's the worst rookie of the year that isn't Kevin Conway, Stephen Light, or Andy Lally?
Montoya,
it's probably some guy in the 60s that...
I'm going to say Brett
Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse.
Ricky Stenhouse was rookie of the year. Austin Dillon was not.
I mean, what's the difference?
Now, who's the best rookie of the year in the last 10 years?
Last 10 years? Kyle Larson?
You're going to say Kyle Larson over the guy who won a championship?
I don't recognize his championship.
Who, Joey Logano?
Yeah, it's not a real championship. Jeff Gordon was a champion. NASCAR
Well,
screwed him.
Let's talk about the Rookie of the Year real quick. I think it's pathetic that Ryan Preece is leading the Rookie of the Year standings
There's
right
only
now.
2 guys. There's not enough rookies for it to be Rookie of the Year. You might as well just call it New Driver Award.
The problem is Daniel Hamrick's in an RCR car.
And even then, he may
Kevin
not...
Conway Memorial Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, the Kevin Conway Award.
Because of the quality of competition.
Yes, the Extend Rookie of the Year.
I'm gonna
Extend
hold
Who actually
my
went against Kevin Conway that year?
Not much.
I'm gonna hold my judgment on Hamrick for 4 more races. Then I will give a verdict. But right now he's extremely disappointing.
What week is Iowa?
Hey, I was right. No, after Kansas is a good gauge for a lot of things, in my opinion. Once you're 12 weeks in, you have a pretty good understanding of how the season's going to go. Because you've raced about almost every single track. Type of track.
This is like the 3rd week in a row he's going out.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Alex, last time he blew up, you won.
Yes.
Right,
Dalton needs to start building better engines.
Yes. They're giving him the crap equipment.
They're using a Dodge.
Yes.
And they don't call them craps or engines for nothing.
They tried to put a Chevrolet engine into a Dodge, and it blew up.
What?
Here's the league.
Awesome entry again.
Whose league is it? Yours?
Yeah.
Damn.
Should have called it N.O.R.L. Indoor Fantasy Camp. Oh, I
The
can.
site has changed a bunch. My matchups, there's 2 tabs there.
Oh, the ESPN site is just wow.
It's garbage. I really hope they're like trolling everybody and before the season starts. They're like, just kidding. We're going back.
Nah, I think they genuinely think it's better. Genuinely.
Fuck the NFL.
Did the same thing with
Jimmy,
Jason.
you like the NFL. You like all
I do like the NFL.
except college.
Just
On with college.
Yeah, dog. I don't understand why you don't like college.
College is the best.
Look, I didn't even have a college football team. I actually like D1 FBS level that I cared about, and I love it. This year I'm going all in on Les Miles.
JB hates college because they all rejected his applications.
Zach Miller's
I have
going
not
out
put
there.
in a single college application, sir.
Yeah, I mean, if you know you're gonna get denied, why apply, right?
Exactly.
Same way it goes when never mind.
I think I know what he was about to say.
Stupid, I'm sure.
Was
There
it
you go, you know.
racially charged?
No.
Oh,
How you doing, Ham? That league is such a joke.
Dale Waltrip didn't win a race for 8 years, and he finally retired in 2000. You think he would have got the hit? I mean,
Internet's just fucked right now. The stream's not loading. My Firefox is frozen.
Well, there's your problem.
I tried Chrome and it just keeps crashing every few minutes.
just uninstall it and uninstall a new one. Completely wipe it.
Wipe your operating system.
Okay, yeah, you gotta delete your System32 folder.
I already did that. Well, not that, but I did. Load.
Zach, have you tried updating your drivers and running disk cleanup?
Okay, I'm just gonna say, if JB tells you to update your drivers, fucking don't. That ruined my last computer. Thanks, JB.
Updating drivers ruined your computer? That is not a good look for you, Tim. I have updated drivers like 8 times in the last 3 weeks.
Fucking everything up, blue screen my computer, work with the old drivers, and then I'll jail them. Why are we under yellow?
Why are you telling everybody you don't know how to do a simple computer task?
It was actually a problem with the drivers.
Problem with the driver? Well, you don't. What?
Oh no, dog!
What? Oh no!
Don't you know how to do a simple driving task?
No. Lucas Racing is
Oh,
done.
dog! Oh, dog!
Jesus Christ, now Task Manager's frozen.
Dog, you played yourself.
Good God. It isn't
Yeah,
like, how's your computer functioning? Is like TeamSpeak set on the highest priority for your CPU?
I guess TeamSpeak's running just fucking fine. My computer's been turning on at night randomly now too. I don't know what the hell's going on. Every night like 12:30 it just turns on. I'm like, listen, you have been shut down, so stop.
Got a virus.
Fucking got the Tim Richmonds.
I'm gonna knock on wood, but I haven't like even remotely had an issue with my computer in the word virus in well over 12 years. I'm still amazed that people get viruses.
You're anywhere
Alright, I'm just gonna reboot because everything's moving so fucking
electronically
slow that
inclined?
it's just impossible.
I just don't know how people get
So
a virus anymore. It's like you almost have to fucking try to get a virus.
The last virus I got was because one of
2
the
years ago.
forums I go to got hacked. And so they injected malicious code into the forum, so that was how
Hey,
I got the last
what
virus.
forum are you going to that people are hacking?
Somebody hacked the N.O.R.L forums, actually.
Right.
I actually got a notice for an old account I had there. When that happened, I was pretty sure.
Hacks forums.
The Chinese, probably.
I think the Chinese targeted the Robbins Racing forum.
They were very upset.
Oh.
But yeah, seriously, like, even if people that don't have any antivirus software on their computer anymore, you're fine, because even Windows Defender has gotten to a point to where you could survive just using that.
Dog, how's Dalton in second?
He's been in second for like 100 laps.
He's gonna win the race, probably.
We are on board with Dalton Lucas's pit stop. What can possibly go wrong? Everything.
I wonder how much the viewers hate this camera.
Why are those
Speaking
three little
of-
clouds on the attack needle? Oh, it went away.
I'm getting pretty tired of Fox riding on board of cars during restarts. It's really unenjoyable to watch. I also never liked the helmet cam. Only because they would use it for like purposes that really didn't need it. Just confusing.
Be cool if Tom Dundon bought NASCAR.
Then he could finally kill it.
Band operation. Get it out of its misery.
Oh god, Torres. Did he like cancel pitting there? No one is making the cone. Oh, they're leaving and then they're entering. Yikes.
What?
Oh, well, what a great game.
This is clearly a simulator. There's no video game about this.
Oh man.
There's Kyle Busch.
I think Kyle Busch can do that. Dear God.
Yeah, that looks like something Ricky Rudd would do.
Why?
Glide into the pit stall? Warp?
God, him and Bill Elliott are 62 years old now. A hell of a time.
Crazy.
That's Scott Drake. The 71?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I
They
think
used to
he's
get so
closing,
bad
about
at
dog
him.
word TeamSpeak.
closing the IWCR League, his final message on Facebook was super funny. I don't even know if it's still active because I just left the group. I'm handing
Go
over
find it.
control, but I'm still the leader of the league. But I'm handing over control. It's like, okay. Good luck with that.
After that round of pit stops, there are 25 cars on the lead lap. Dalton Lucas is your leader. Craig Lee second, Matthew Dominique third, Donald Stewart fourth, Scott Jackson fifth, Tyler Scott in sixth, Tim McDonald seventh, Dan Johnston eighth, Zach Michael ninth, and Walt Flowers in 10th.
That guy's dead.
He might be. Either
But
way,
his
he's doing
spirit
a
lives
good
on.
job. Yes. Green flag, go Dalton, go!
People complain about DW's biased commentary. Why does it complain so much?
We have fantastic commentary. We're gonna win an Emmy for this, I promise you.
By saying go Dalton, go,
I don't
hate
think we
everybody
get
else.
Emmys. It's not on TV.
We're on Twitch.tv, we're on TV.
The Twitch Emmys.
You guys
Patriots
remember
week one.
Do you guys remember when it was just been.tv?
Yeah, I actually do, yeah.
I streamed it there one time.
I used to illegally watch N.O.R.L races.
Yeah, that was,
And I think I illegally watched the Flux 24 that way one year too. That's what we didn't get Speed and we didn't get Fox Sports with that stuff.
God, I remember the days when they used to have the Minecraft version you could play in the browser that was, like, cracked. God, that was... Oh, I didn't know. Like, I remember it got taken down a while back. But yeah, that was a lot of fun back in the day. Used to just sit in class and just play Minecraft. Just fuck around.
Unfortunately, the most fun thing I found that you can play on the work computers is GeoGuessr.
You can always just open up an Excel spreadsheet and import an Excel game.
I wonder what Scott Drake is up to these days.
Yeah. I have a broken heart. Now, I like you guys describing how he shut down / left Iwicker. Sounds a lot like the way Foley thinks he...
I just found the post.
Control of the N.O.R.L. He still thinks he technically can do whatever he wants. Foley, I don't think that's going to work out for you since you don't even have an admin password for the damn website.
He says, I'd like to let you all know that I'm handing over the reins of the day-to-day to Justin B. White. While I will be involved more behind the scenes than out front of you all, this doesn't mean that I have no say in what goes on. I am letting Justin to take the lead / reins to keep this great league afloat.
Oh yeah, League fucking died. It died pretty quick. I don't know.
When that league
started
is like the
racing
biggest
there-
league.
When I started racing there, I was like, ugh, I don't know about this. I think I only ended up doing 6 races.
I did 4 or 5, and it was really... I didn't have a whole lot of fun with that. Well, something that really hurt it, they ran such stupid times. Yeah, let's race at 11 o'clock Eastern on a Saturday night. Fuck that.
I go out too much now to do that.
We get it, Spears, you get laid.
Oh my god. I just like to go to the bar.
It's
They need to get this
expensive.
piece of shit 12 car out of the way, goddamn.
Hey, I'm actually a pretty fast car trying to make some painter here.
You're trying to fuck up a battle in the top 10 is what you're doing.
Zach Michaels up to 9th. I'm guessing he's out of two speeds still having some trouble.
Pretty step on though.
You know, if my computer was turning on in the middle of the night, I would assume I have malware.
That's what I was saying. I'm like,
Or I don't know how to shut down a computer.
pretty sure you got something going on there. Does everyone here use Windows 10?
What?
Do you use Windows 10?
Yeah.
That's why I can't play it baseball.
Yeah, like I remember telling Zach, God, like even 2 years ago, I'm like, you just need to update already, and he finally didn't upgrade until last summer. But jeez, he was on 7 for days. I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's been the most efficient one I've ever used
No,
in terms of
like
resources.
it. I just wish I could use a few more games.
Yes.
Other than that, it's compared to Windows 8, yeah.
Run a virtual machine.
You could.
I tried the virtual machine. It's still
Why? What'd you have installed on it? Or what'd you have installed on your virtual machine? What operating system? Do you have it run as a pass-through or software or hardware? Okay, did you have the virtual machine running off your real hardware, or did you have it all like virtual graphics? But you probably don't know.
I probably don't
That's
know.
probably your problem. You're probably running it through the virtual machine rather than your actual hardware.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to do it again, though, regardless of...
You're a pussy.
Ryan Heuser is back to 15th position. He had a bad pit stop. Led the entire race up to this point.
Have you ever played the 2K baseball series?
I don't like 2K very much. I like the show. I love MVP baseball. 2K. It seems too...
Because I know they started doing it. Yeah.
Did you ever play All-Star Baseball?
Dear
I have that on
God.
PS2.
RBI
Yeah, that game was
baseball.
terrible. Yeah, they started doing the 2K mod for the PC, I think, but I don't really like 2K's presentation and gameplay either.
I like the games you could play, though. Air hockey. I don't know if they still do that, but
I don't know.
I used to play darts and air hockey.
The first MVP baseball game I played was 06, and that was with the college baseball teams.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's...
I guess they're like, well, we lost the license, so let's just make a college game now.
Yeah, we worked so hard on getting all this figured out. Now we lost it. Let's use it on something.
The worst part...
They really did do an amazing job, though, for 2005, just to have it.
Oh yeah, they did. Even 07 for PS2 was flawless. The only downer was like they never made a modern version of the game, so it was just like it died in the PS2 era.
They never improved on. It sucks. Zach, you still having trouble? I guess so. John Batista up to 19th with no rear.
Yeah, everything's loaded in, but it's really slow. And the stream isn't even working either on Firefox. Black screen.
Did you shut your computer off?
I tried to, and then it like wouldn't shut all the way down, so I had to manually shut it off.
You had to press the button.
Yes. Back to Chrome. I don't
Not a
know
good
what
look
the
there,
hell-
Bob.
I'm about ready to just buy a whole new computer.
I don't know. I think I'm thinking that's what my summer's gonna be. I'm thinking we're gonna be building a new PC here. Getting this one out of bye bye. Have had it almost 4 years, I think. Maybe even 5. 2020, Christmas 2020 would be 5 years.
Oh.
Generally, you want to replace it before it breaks. That way you get the most value out of it. I mean, I guess the most value would be using it until it breaks. But you don't want it to break, so...
This is
It's
true.
my hard drive. Because the components in it aren't that bad. I mean, they're not super fast, but they get the job done. I think it's my hard drive that's got issues. That's one of the few things that I haven't replaced since I bought it, because like the graphics card and processor are like only 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old.
God, I've been playing
But everything else is like 8.
I've been playing Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and Jesus Christ, because I have a hard drive, the load times are just insufferable. Made me wish I wouldn't bought an SSD.
Yeah, I think regardless of whether I buy a whole new PC or build one or just upgrade this one, it's going to involve an SSD.
Need that solid state in my life.
Yes, especially since they're a lot cheaper than I remember. Alright. Hit a home run with Ken Griffey and scored a run as Stan the Man Musial.
Stan the Man!
Yep.
Alright!
And it's just score a run. Like, okay. Wow. Cool.
It's weird to me that he's the same age as my dad, and he retired. Oh, Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh.
And
wait a minute. How old is he?
And he retired from baseball in 2010. So like, if my dad was a major league player, that just would have been weird for me to kind of like put that into perspective. Retiring and I don't know, it's just weird.
Ken Griffey Jr. seems ancient because he's not around anymore for us to see, while your dad is a normal human being and he's really not that old.
It's amazing how close Ken Griffey Jr. got to like breaking a lot of records and then his career died.
You can say that about a lot of guys, though.
It happens to almost every major sports person ever.
Albert Pujols, Jimmy Fox, Ernie Banks, Willie Mays.
I feel like David Ortiz retired too soon. Like
he was 40 years old.
Yeah, but he was still, his numbers were still good.
I'm confused. Zach, why is there a bridge on your team?
What?
I think Ortiz retired at the perfect time.
Like, his next year probably wouldn't have been as good. There was that period where everyone thought he was done, like, 10 years ago. So to get back to that point, I think he was just like, yeah, I'm not going to let that happen again. I'll retire before it does. Because if he was playing now, he'd probably stink. It's amazing the difference between, like, 2 years can make if you're in your 40s.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Once you start to decline, you decline quickly.
That's what's interesting about NFL players when they play into their late 30s. You realize how old they are.
Yeah, and then guys are just good, and then 2 years later, they're not. They're terrible. Yeah. I mean, you look at Peyton Manning, and it's amazing how he just went from the greatest quarterback of all time to Jim Sorgi. Like, maybe he took all those years of mentoring Jim Sorgi and had role reversal or something. And it was insane how bad he was that last year, and I feel like it's going to happen to Brady too.
Well, Jim Sorgi was good when he played.
When he played. Yeah, all 2 snaps.
I think Tom Brady's last year is he's going to go out actually pretty successful.
He'll have like a super bad year next year and then play again and have a good year or something.
The problem is like a bad year for Brady is
this year
a good year for most QBs. Just, I mean, if most QBs put up his numbers, it would be like, okay, that wasn't awful, but you know, we can win with that. That's the thing about Brady. His arm's gonna fall off one of these days, and it's not gonna matter because they're just gonna scheme around it.
Yeah.
Captain
There's an
checkdown.
arm on the field.
Well, you know it's true. It's exactly what's gonna happen.
Well,
As opposed to Manny still trying to throw deep with a pool noodle for an arm.
I think there's a more important question. Who replaces Darrell Waltrip?
Yeah.
Bobby Labonte.
I hope. I'm afraid that it's going to be really bad because everybody complains about Darrell Waltrip.
I swear to God, Larry better go back to the booth, and I'm not even joking.
Everybody complains about Darrell, and then when he retires, everybody just is
Oh,
like, "Oh,
I always
miss
loved you."
because they do like him. Everybody really
And
likes him.
I will always love you.
There's nobody in their lineup that can successfully replace him
It's
right
gonna
now
be
that I
Michael
can think of.
Waltrip. Just watch.
Waltrip to Waltrip. Like pass the mic at Sonoma or something.
I'll actually be very upset if that happens.
She bang.
I'll probably streak onto the track mid-race at Sonoma if that happens.
Oh, and Tom Price yourself.
No, see, because I got agility. I can outrun a full-speed race car.
Just do it the hairpin at Sonoma. They're moving slow enough.
You know, I can think of somebody who tried to outrun a full-speed race car.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Ward Jr.
Yep. Yep. It was like watching a block of cheese go through a grater.
Hey, what's some good food I can order from Amazon that I can't usually buy?
Tim Cans.
Penis popsicle.
Bernie Irvin showed up to the booth a few weeks after his retirement in 1999. He might be able to be a good one.
So I legit thought that he was going to suggest that JB buy Bernie Irvin on Amazon.
My boy Hugo says you have something called penis poppers.
I don't know who can replace Darrell, but if it's Michael, I think Fox Sports is opening a can of worms that they can't ignore.
It's Rick Allen.
Cale Yarborough.
Now commentating NASCAR, David Hobbs out of retirement.
Fucking Vince Welch.
Danica.
She might not be terrible, honestly. You know what? When Kevin Harvick retires, he'll get a job in the booth for sure, but he's not planning on doing that apparently.
Hart's gonna retire and take over for Darrell. He's gonna retire.
Why would
He's
he
already
retire?
retired.
He's gonna go out the rest of the season and be so frustrated with the package, he'll be like, fuck it, and just retires.
Yes, he's had like 7 top 10s in a row. Well, fuck it, I'll retire.
You know how I know Kevin Harvick won't retire just randomly and for no reason? Is because that guy stuck for over 14 years with RCR. That guy can last 14 years at RCR.
That's when they were good.
They were terrible.
Then
That's
how
when they were
come-
better.
How come when Kevin Harvick left, then they sucked?
Exactly.
Okay, power swing is legit.
If you time it right, yeah.
Well, I spent the whole challenge as Ken Griffey Jr. with like 50 power, swinging at everything and being terrible. I go to power swing, I get a double and a home run and beat the moment.
Yep.
Anyway, carry on. I just homered as Paul Goldschmidt, so we're going through the decades here.
No, I don't know. I think Harvick's been in... I don't see him retiring soon.
Who is honking at people?
Battle for second. Go, Dominique, go.
Go!
I get really confused because every time I see that car, I think there's supposed to be a 1 in front of it. And it's like 125.
It's just the 25.
Yeah, it still continues to confuse me.
He does have a car that just has 25 on it. It looks like Hendrick sold 25.
Can someone explain to me why it says NASCAR Sprint Cup Series on the wall, but on top of the tower and the turns it says Nextel Cup?
Oh, we ran
What
into
the fuck
track
is that?
with
It's
two
too
different
expensive,
scenes.
damn it.
Well, yeah, because everything went from Winston to Nextel to Sprint in 3 years. And somebody had to outbid somebody.
Battle for second, Dominique and Craig Lee.
Zach, you realize Nextel and Sprint are the same company, right?
Were they always the same company?
No, Sprint bought Nextel.
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't outbid them, they just obtained them.
I'm sure somebody else was trying to buy Nextel.
Yeah, probably AT&T.
Well, there you go. So they outbid AT&T. See, Tim?
Dude, Nextels were so popular. They were really handy for drug dealers, too. That's not a joke, either. Like, drug dealers were actually using them to coordinate, like, super efficiently. Just like a modern walkie-talkie.
I don't know next Sprint commercial with the walkie-talkies. Hit 1 home run. Yep. Sure, gotcha. I got this. Don't worry. Get my home run pants on. Home run Baker. Where's that challenge?
Frank Baker.
Home run Baker, and he hit like 10 his whole career. That is what I want, like MLB The Show 19, but it's like 1990.
It would be so much more interesting.
It'd be awful.
I think it should be like 1890. You have to use like crazy tactics to scratch the ball button so you remember balls better. Grab your razor and raise the ball. That spitball was mighty fine. Can I have another? Sure.
Yes, for post-game ritual cards, instead of chewing gum or some voodoo doll, you have down entire 12-pack.
Yeah, but you'd be have to be playing against guys like Bunny Brief, you know?
Patty Quinn.
Granny Hamner.
Old Hoss Radmore.
Yeah, Phenomenal Smith. I mean, that guy was phenomenal.
Bryce Harper ain't got nothing on him.
Phenomenal Smith, his career record, 1884 to 1891.
This was a real person?
74. Yes, this is a real baseball player. Played for the Philadelphia A's.
There you go, that's an old-timey team. The Philadelphia
Pittsburgh
A's and
Pirates, the
Spiders.
Brooklyn Grays, the Detroit Wolverines, Baltimore Orioles, and the Philadelphia Phillies. This guy played for a lot of teams. Dizzy Trout, 39 to 52.
Is that like Mike Trout's great-great-grandfather or something?
Maybe. Okay.
Mike Trout, descendant of the great Dizzy Trout.
It's weird how, like, in our time, you could see a guy maybe started their career in the late, 90s and is retiring now. You're like, that's not very long. But the same duration would go for a guy who played from 1958 to 1971. But when you look at those 2 years and you compare them, you're like, holy shit, what a different time period.
I think you meant 1981.
No, like 58. This guy played from 58 to 1971.
I see what you're saying, because like in 58 it was all grain cameras and not much footage, and then 71 it's all colored cameras and commentary.
And you're like post 60s hippie boom.
Yeah, it just seems like it's 40 years instead of 13.
Yeah.
Well, 1999 doesn't really seem that long ago because it wasn't that different, other than social media and phones. Coverage was pretty similar.
So, like, how were pitchers able to pitch so much back then instead of now? They just weren't throwing hard?
See, that's one of the things that I've been kind of curious about, too. The number of guys who have to have Tommy John now is astronomical, and not even comes close to a comparison to how much the older guys were pitching.
Well, I don't think they threw the same way that they do now.
I mean, old Haas got 54 wins in 1 year. We're never going to see that record broken, ever. Never going to be broken. There's no way.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do it on the show, just to preview. No, just
54 wins? Guys didn't even get 54 starts.
Wasn't it a couple years ago that someone became the first player to start 3 games in a row because they were ejected from 2 of them?
Yeah.
And that was the first time that happened since like the 50s?
I think it was Syndergaard or DeGrom, one of the Mets pitchers.
That's nuts.
I think. Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense. But see, that's not. It's not the same. Or it's not the same. If somebody like legitimately went out and started 3 days in a row, yeah. Like getting ejected and starting the next day.
What if they started through 4, sat, came back, started through 4, sat, came back, started through 4?
Yeah, I mean, that's better. That's more legit, I think. You're actually making a start. I mean, you get ejected in the first inning, that's not really a start.
Yeah.
I think we should go backwards. Have the closer start the game, and then...
That's what the Rays are doing?
Yeah, have the starter.
That's what the Royals need to do, because their fucking bullpen is garbage. Just start the game with the closer, a couple relief guys, and then go to your starter. Problem solved.
I've actually been playing some games in the show where I start a left-handed pitcher to get a more favorable lineup for my right-handed starter who I bring in the second inning.
The good thing about having a
Interesting.
pitcher only pitch like one inning, their stamina will be back on the next inning.
Well,
So you just
dude,
keep doing it.
It is amazing how slow stamina regenerates in the show. Like, I'll start a guy, and like 4 days later, his thing's only 3/4 of the way full.
They do that so you don't overuse them, yeah.
But like, in real baseball, you go through the postseason with a 3-man lineup, and it works just fine.
I think those guys' arms are dead, though.
Yeah, that's probably why the Indians lost the last 3 to the Cubs.
I'd love to actually get some insight from an actual player on that, like the end of the postseason run, like in comparison of your arm during the season and during the postseason. Because I bet the postseason is just brutal, especially if you start in the wild card and somehow make it to the series.
That ever happened in real life?
Yeah, we discussed this. Happens like 3 times.
Yeah.
If you count 2 teams from the same year, the Giants and Royals did it.
Yeah. I just couldn't remember offhand. It's happened a lot in my Go franchise.
It's another thing I hate about sports games. Happens in Madden way too often.
Me and the Cubs made it last year, and this year the Phillies have made it, and the Blue Jays are 1 win away from being eliminated by me, but they're a wild card team too. But baseball, a wild card team making it to the World Series is way more believable than a wild card team in football.
So, I've just noticed that the hand soap that I have in the bathroom is the same. Has directions that literally say, use as you would any other hand soap.
Oh, so we gotta find some other hand soap to get directions on how to use this hand soap?
It's like, you might as well say, what are you, fucking stupid?
Walk in and you rubbing it all over your ear. Like, that's not how you use that.
Yeah, ear soap.
Top 5 going to lap 320. Dalton Lucas still first. Lugster second. Matthew Dominique third. Craig Lee fourth. Scott Jackson fifth. Tyler Scott in sixth. Tim McDonald eighth. Zach Michael ninth. And really everyone else is irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
Well, at least as it pertains to...
What if Tyler Scott gets Russ fired?
Sorry, John Batista. Yeah, okay.
Tim, is this an actual mod or is this just like some fake bullshit?
Russ is in
I don't know
critical
what
condition.
they
He
saw.
probably won't race again anymore.
This game's getting
There's a
remastered.
download link in it, J-Base. I think it's real.
I've seen stuff like this in the works for a while. I would not be surprised if this game gets remastered.
Yeah, I keep seeing this shit, but it's like usually never to be found or like
Yeah.
not functioning.
Like I said, there's a download link in the post, so...
What are we talking about?
The greatest Grand Theft Auto game of all time.
Not.
Grand Theft Auto 2.
Grand Theft Auto 4?
Not
5
no.
is pretty damn good.
I think 4 was like... 4 is definitely an outsider in the series.
There's more to do in 5, but I think 4 has a better story and location.
I think 5, they finally figured out how to make, like, multiplayer fun, although they put a little money earning side of it.
They are now. They're fucking out of ideas.
Dude, Red Dead 2 is atrocious. I'm probably never going to play online. That's very disappointing.
Well, the problem is Rockstar's getting stale with their games. I mean, they're great games, but they're all the same store. They're all the same. The way you play them is exactly the same. So
Yeah, I think with
just
Red
like
Dead, we've taken the path of the way their games are made as far as it can go. We've got to do something different with the next one. Like, Red Dead 2, greatest game of all time, but like,
What?
it's really very much the
That
same.
was a controversial statement.
How is that a controversial statement at
I
all?
disagree. I think Donkey Kong.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got to say, you're definitely...
Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis?
No. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, way better than Red Dead.
Him just...
Okay, I take that back. A Way Out is the best game of all time.
No, that game's terrible.
Yeah, it is. I sat on that. I'm gonna give it a solid 6, 5 out of 10. There were moments I really liked, and I did enjoy playing through it. It was worth it, but the way not so much that, it's just the way that it ended.
I think the game's way too short. I think the last 3 chapters of that game are so rushed that you don't know what's happening, and when it happens, you're just like, what the hell?
And it goes from story-based exploration narrative to Fortnite. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's pretty bad.
And the fact that the story goes left or right, and that our choices throughout the entire game didn't matter. I enjoyed the journey, but the end of the ride was...
Yeah, the fact that nothing matters until the final scene is just stupid. It's Life is Strange does the same shit.
The gameplay was fun, and the chase scene where it was swapping back and forth between the two of us was really cool. And I mean, just the overall concept of the game was really cool too. And the fact I didn't have to buy it and play it was pretty cool. But yeah, just the way it all wrapped up was like...
Okay.
Connect 4 was fun though.
You know, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is actually considered one of the greater games of all time, and I'm not even joking.
I've never played one of those.
Me either.
I was moderately interested in 5, and then it bombed.
I don't know, the problem with the games is they're so subjective. Like, some people will sit there and tell you Legend of Zelda games are the greatest of all time, and I'm just like, I'd rather just shoot myself in the fucking nuts. I think it's just games are too broad of a category to just say this is the greatest game of all time.
Like, you could say that this is the best shooter and this is the best sports game. I think you could categorize it and it'd be a little clearer, but just game overall, it's like...
That's like nailing down one single song of all time as the greatest song of all time. It's just ridiculous.
Yes, it's I Got You Babe by Tank.
I got you, baby.
Cross that line.
You know I don't mean to be mean.
No, I don't mean to be rude.
He goes on like a 2-minute soliloquy.
You know I'm down for the deed.
Nah, dude.
I remember the first time I played GoldenEye on the N64. That game was like, when I first played it, it's like, whoa. This game is legit. Now you look at it, it's just,
I thought Nightfire was a better game than GoldenEye.
I've never played Nightfire, so...
Might be one of the best PS2 games. And PC. No, the PS2 version was better, but...
What happened with, like, GoldenEye is, I think that was the first game that I played that was a first-person shooter that was not like Doom, where it was so linear and, you know, you just go and do this, that it really kind of changed the genre.
I am going to give you the pro tip, don't go back and try to replay it unless you're playing one of the mods that, like, changes the control scheme.
Oh, I'm sure it's terrible.
But that control scheme will hurt you, right? There is one, though, that makes it... There's a mouse and keyboard pack for PC that you can play.
For Doom?
No, for GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
There's also a mouse and keyboard that gives you, you know, all vision ability with the mouse in Doom, but I think you knew about that.
Dude, if we're gonna talk about games that should have been shorter, I'm gonna go with the new Doom.
I thought about getting Doom VR.
That might be fun.
I think I would rather a game be too long than too short. Games that are too short, like, there's usually not enough replayability for me.
The problem with Doom...
I disagree.
The problem with Doom is people buy the game thinking it's a story game, and it's not.
It's kill everything credits.
It's what it is.
Which was fun for about an hour.
I feel like shorter games give me more playability, because... I don't know, that just seems like the logical explanation.
Games seem to drag.
Longer games just get me burnt out on. Like, if it's short, if I want to just play through it, I can go play through it multiple times because it's so short.
Like, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was absolutely brutal to play through. Like, that forget what I clocked in at by the time I finished the game, but it was at least 65 hours. And that's just way too much sauce.
I have 69 hours on Skyrim now, and I still have like a shit ton of stuff to do, and it's just to the
And
point.
that's why I haven't started it yet, 'cause it's just too intimidating.
Skyrim only does that if you decide you want to go do everything. It is a game that you can make that game a 500-hour playthrough where I think you can really play through about 20. If you just had the main line, the main story quest, and you know, not do all these factions.
Don't kill the chicken.
Quests, you know, chickens, but
Not the right chicken.
Yeah, I'm with you. If I actually did sat down and determine how long I played the main quest line, it was probably only like 11 hours.
Oh, what game?
But I didn't realize this. You can completely ignore the
N.O.R.L.
Yeah, my second playthrough, I'm probably
Well, and then I keep adding mods to give me more to do, like new quests, adding new areas. Like Project Angel was great. They just put out a new mod for the same group that tried it. It's cool.
Like the
I'm
new
trying to get it
Spider-Man?
finished and knocked off so I can play N.O.R.L. and kind of get into that, because that's going to be just as long as I play this.
I sadly something I want to do, but I don't think I have the ambition to actually do it. Is do a full vanilla playthrough on Xbox One to get all the achievements.
God, that's time
Some of the
consuming.
mods are so open cities. Oh my god, cutting out that loading screen.
Yeah, I'm at 45 of 75 on Steam right now, and it's like, oh god.
What race do you play last?
N.O.R.L.
I did that my first playthrough and decided with the Empire. My second playthrough I played as an Imperial and Stormcloak. My most recent playthrough, I've got 2 on the Xbox, both cheap playthroughs. And I don't think I'm aligned with a Civil War faction in either playthrough.
Doug,
Totally lost right now.
Doug, do you have my warsbb.org login? Go find one on there, because I don't have it.
That's still a thing.
Yeah. Don't have it?
I don't know. As many as I've sunk in a ton of hours into Skyrim, and I still enjoy it. And this is special edition with no mods. So there's no
Well, what's the
play
site?
with the mods, but
I just need to play The Witcher 3.
Something... Something I did have found interesting is I found out there are like things that I didn't realize you could do, like that you do you kill all of the kind, and then the Dark Brotherhood kidnaps you. You can just fucking kill Astrid right then and there, and end the Dark, and then do one more quest to end the Dark Brotherhood forever.
yeah, I noticed that if you do that, you lose like if you're going for like achievements, you break like one of the quest lines and lose out on achievements. But
Oh yeah, you can't get the Dark Brotherhood achievements, but it's already in a playthrough with mods, so I didn't care. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck the Dark Brotherhood.
yeah, the game is so that's what makes it kind of fun is you could just you can break any quest line really, almost any one of them.
In my first hour in the game, I killed a chicken and got arrested, so...
Well, see, you're not supposed to just go around killing things.
I was in VR and I wanted to swing a sword. I mean,
What? Why did I just forget the town?
What?
Is it,
Riverwood.
I always want to say Riverwood or Riverwood, and it's Riverwood. Yeah,
Riverwood.
kill chickens in Riverwood, you're fucked up again.
chicken, I mean, come on. I had money. Buy a new chicken.
Alright, I have a league race. Everyone enjoy your gaming conversation.
I hope you get wrecked on lap 1.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, I hope you win the whole thing.
Ew.
Okay, Doug. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you.
How's the 55 leading this race?
He passed Dalton, and Matthew Dominique passed him.
Rewind, and
Matthew
then
Dominique passed Luxter, and then Luxter passed Matthew Dominique, and Dalton passed Matthew Dominique.
Huh?
and then you put the lime in the coconut.
And a partridge in the pear tree.
First day of racing, my chief gave to me 5 golden things.
3 golden things, 2 golden things, 1 golden thing.
And a race winner in victory. Lane.
Thing.
So the lap 363 rundown. Lugster, Donald Stewart in the lead. Dalton Lucas second. Scott Jackson third. Craig Lee fourth. Matthew Dominique. He's dead. Tyler Scott. Dan Johnston.
Oh my god, he died?
No, he's not dead. That's not a
No,
confirmed.
what? Oh
That's not a
no.
confirmed story.
I gotta tweet about this.
Man, I'm just surprised I'm Taco Chris all over.
I'm gonna get fired for commentating now. 8th, Tim McDonald. 9th, Zach Michael.
We've lost
10th,
Taylor Earnhardt.
Walt. I'm like Buddy Baker talking about Ernie Irvin. 10, Walt Flowers. 11th, Jackson Thatcher. 12th,
Jackson, Laxon.
12th, Jimmy Stevens. 13th, Matt Raboy. 14th, Dave Butterworth. 15th, Ryan Hoiser. 16th, Dave Miller. 17th, Alan Nesfetter. 18th, John Batista. 19th, Randy Dobbins. 20th, Bill Werkheiser. 21st, Tony Long. 22nd, Alex Crapser. 23rd, Ben Gear. That's everybody on the lead lap. Steven Spears. Steven Spears has worked his way up to 38th. He has passed the points leader for the first time all season. And 37th is Tony Pizarro. 34th, Zach Miller. After his incident. So that's where we're at now.
His incident. Charlie Sheen had an incident.
His crash. Whoop! Points leaders in the pits.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
How far into this green flag run are we?
I
Well
don't
over
know.
150 laps.
They're gonna pit soon because we've been out here for a long time. Dalton,
Yeah, I think we're starting the sequence right now.
Dalton might have learned.
Yeah, we know they're going
laps
to take each
today.
other out and cause a caution coming off of pit road.
Yep.
Yay, pit stop. I need to get you some pit crews with signs or something, Tony. Jesus Christ.
It's fine.
Craig
Craig Lee and Scott Jackson battle for third. Dominique looking behind.
Impressive thing is that Tim and Zach have been in the same spot this entire run. They've barely even moved positions. I think. No, they haven't moved positions at all.
Which is weird because the leaders are racing like crazy right now.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what's going on back there.
Last we saw, I was stuck behind the 12 car.
Oh yeah. Oops.
There
Sorry,
you have it, folks.
I'm 31st in points. I need to hold you up.
Oh my god, are you really?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be worse now.
It's okay, I'm gonna fall big time again. Just hate it for my guys.
Alright, you're ahead of me now, but barely.
You watch your mouth.
Walt back in the 90s was really good at these types of tracks. It's like
Even back in the 80s.
I think what's more impressive that the Xbox car has been running for well over almost, 14 years now? That, not even a change of paint scheme either. They must really love that car.
It's not even, yeah. Lord. Meanwhile, he has 2 new paint schemes behind him, and Miller has been with Walt since the 80s. When he was
Guys,
1988.
Zach Miller's no older than 30.
Yes, no, I mean the sponsor.
Listen.
Whoa, battle of war!
Oh,
Battle
no.
for the lead! Go, Dalton, go!
Sound like Larry Mack when he gets excited.
Right.
Dalton Lucas, the leader. Let's do a replay. We never do these.
Go later.
How did Mr. Lucas take the lead?
Mr. Cobb?
This is the hot and ready sky cam. The helicopter's only like 10 feet on top of his car. Look at him Whizzle is way on the high side.
Swizzle?
Fizzle my nizzle for shizzle.
That's racist.
Uh-oh, Craig Lee. He's coming. He's coming.
But we really only had one caution so far.
We've had two. The Zach Miller one and the Zach Michael
The customer. Who said that? Are you a ghost? Like precious, precious blood in an animal, customers are what keeps the crusty crab strong and alive. Squidward, your ceiling is talking to me! Are you gonna order something or just make friends with a paneling?
Oh.
New leader 101.
Good stop.
I know who you are.
Marty Reed.
I love that clip. And you, I know who you are. That's right up there with the, well, it's not gonna be good.
But it ain't gonna be bad.
I try to remember the question was like, what happens if you stay out here? And the response was just like, well, it ain't gonna be good. Yes. The pathfinding for these stalls is not quite on point, Tony.
You're gonna blame me for that?
Yes.
Your name is Tony. I'm telling you, Tony, what the problem is.
That was Tony's fault. He programmed the AI. You didn't know he worked with Papyrus in his, when he was, like, in 4th grade.
New leader Matthew Dominique. So far, Ryan Moiser and Matthew Dominique are the only two drivers to lead in every race.
That's a confusing statistic when you say it that way. That's a lot of lap cars in the front. Oh, here we go, 4-liter pits.
4-liter pits, yes.
Dalton has never won an N.O.R.L. Extravaganza Series race. Will tonight be the night?
He's never won anything.
Meanwhile, I just saw Craig Lee fly by 2 cars on the outside with fresh tires. I think he's gonna still be the leader after this.
Not when the yellow comes out.
Right.
I mean, look how much they missed their pit stalls by, jeez. And how jacked up the crew textures are.
Matthew had a long stop.
And Luxter leads. For now. He sat there for a while, didn't he? Did he have the entry to come up?
I don't know. Zach Michaels in the pits. Tim McDonald in the pits.
Yeah, the scoring's all jumbled up now.
Walt Flowers is our leader.
What?
Randy's in the pits.
Randy Dobbins is our leader.
I think he's the last to pit. See, what that was before today, you know, it's a whole different world today and the way these cars are. And Woods Brothers think it was
Are you still having?
The Bush Brothers. You know, it's a tough
You
day.
know, if Randy wants to pit, he's gonna have a hard time.
I could just wreck the field here. Personally, I hope he does, just to bring out the caution so nobody gets their lap back.
That would be a good strategic move.
I mean, would it not? I fucking see a double here. I see two STP cars. I don't know what's going on. I need to crack me another cold one.
Watch him just run out of gas and grind to a halt on the track.
Zach's about to punt him.
Fuck him.
That is some impressive gas mileage.
He's coming in, guys. He hit the cone, so he definitely did not make a safe entry.
Ordered the cone death.
Look at this high quality template. There is nothing that looks better than this template on this car.
I think this one was made in, like, when the game came out or something.
No, it wasn't, Tony.
I think this was made when somebody didn't have eyes. Because that grill is by far the worst thing I've ever seen.
I mean, to be fair, the real cars also look terrible.
But this is so blurry I can't even read it. It's like I'm a 9-year-old man looking at a chart on the wall and the doctor's telling me to read it.
That has more to do with the size of the Teslas than anything else.
Oh look, you got DLP in the field.
What does DLP stand for?
Director's Life Project. It was Terry Labonte's retirement plan. They went on a race car and said, hey, we're just going to go ahead and run well at Sonoma. They did.
Craig Lee is ahead by 6 seconds. Somehow Jimmy Stevens is in second.
Yeah, something weird.
You know,
Something's really weird here.
Rumor has it that Jimmy Stevens has been taking a lot of Ambien lately. No, it's actually Ambiens.
Rumor has it.
Zach, Mike,
I'm pretty sure Craig's car is one of those double-sized templates.
yeah, he does. That's why it looks better.
Is that Trojan condoms?
Always has been.
That's cool. Right on.
But the one thing I'll point out is the lines from the hood to the nose don't line up.
Yeah.
That's something that would have been helped if they'd been using mask layer, but kind of would show you where those lines disappear right here.
John Batista has gone on that bed.
John Batista, speaking of rusty templates.
Alex Krauser is back to 28th. 1 lap down. So he had a really bad pit stop.
I think Zach lost it in turn too.
And he's in 13th now.
He was right behind me. Are we right to the end from here? Are we good to the end from here on the fuel?
Sure. When everybody pit, like 360, 370?
I mean, we just finished the pit sequence. We should
Yeah.
You guys will make it.
I don't think anybody's gonna run out. I think everybody pit, right?
You know who will definitely make it?
Randy?
Yeah.
Tyler Scott is in the top 5.
If I could get through these slow-ass lap cars, I'd be in better shape.
The only slow lap car in front of you is Tex, but
Yeah, if I could get through it, that'd be great. I keep getting stuck behind lap cars.
I think if Ryan is able to get to the front, he'll pull away from the field again.
Well, I think Craig's in traffic getting held up, so the gap is coming down.
Plus he's on slightly older tires since he pitted so early.
He might not make it, actually. Oh, how much? He pitted like 30 laps earlier, didn't he? Like, him and Rick might have trouble making it.
Well, Rick maybe, because he pitted way early.
Rick will definitely not make it, but wasn't he already like 5 laps down?
Yeah, he's way back. He's going to lose the points lead. You might actually get the points lead after this if you stay there.
Stay there. Is this all in one replay file, Tony?
Yeah, the short tracks seem to just stay in one replay. Plus, we're only 2 hours in. There's only
This second night was Happy been a dick all night.
Oh man.
Oh man, oh man.
Oh, here she comes.
Yeah,
Oh, no, we have no scoring. The scoring is down.
they're gaining about a tenth per lap.
Well, there's plenty of laps to get there. The problem is they'll hit the back of this traffic and be stuck behind it.
Plus,
Especially that slow-ass 12 car.
yeah, and these lap cars like me and John, they're not really that slow. John Batista.
Damn, this guy was pretty good.
That damn 51 was driving like a complete jackass out there. I am not at all surprised he wrecked.
Remember that time Danica tried to wipe somebody out and wrecked herself?
There's Landon Castle. It's the worst part about it all. Driving a BK car.
I get confused when I think about BK Racing and BKR. I get those confused sometimes when I'm just writing them down.
Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, it confuses me. I'm like, no wait, which one's which? And then there's BC Racing.
The two drivers that were battling for the lead not long ago are now 10th and 11th.
Interesting. I think they stayed out so long.
Yeah, and Matthew Dominique too. I think all three of them had a really bad pit stop. They had that super slow one where it's like 25 seconds.
Well, they were also like running super slow lap times compared to the guys that already hit it.
And they don't seem to be gaining it back at all.
Nope.
Butter's an 8th.
Get Butters up my ass. Which could mean something entirely different if you parse it a little differently. It's impossible to pass though. You get inside of somebody and they're faster on the high side than we're on the low.
You have to rely on the car in front to make a mistake, go low, and then go high.
Or get punted. Like, Craig has been behind this 48 for how many laps?
Several.
And I think they're all getting held up by Broderick. When they get around Broderick, I think people get away from this scoring.
Yeah, you know what's bad when Walt's stuck behind you. Actually, Walt's about to go a lap down. He was
Yeah, but it was on a cycle pit stop,
Yeah.
so Also, I think the gap may have stabilized. No, it's still coming down. It's not coming down very quickly, though.
If Broderick's still leading the pack, it should dim down more.
Yeah, but who's in between these groups? I feel like there's probably a car back there that's holding the two up now. Because he's just not making progress.
It looks like Bill's actually pulling away.
Yeah, he is. The two's just slow now. We need to get around him.
Lucky dog.
Did we go a lap down?
Yeah.
Oh.
Inside the.
Oh.
Such a... Oh, how did that...
Yes, I'm showing a balance of $0.00 for both accounts. Oh.
Oh.
Next!
Put the money in the bag!
Put it in!
Sorry, over here.
I believe that was 3 years ago now that Casey Kane wrecked Danica at an auto club.
Just got out of the car, got fined.
Yeah, just hooked her right into the outside wall.
It's pretty funny.
Good time.
We're not talking about some dumb male fraud scammer hijacking here. Where's the
Real fraud or hijacking.
God, that episode's iconic.
lemons. Just say fuck the lemons and fail.
Yeah, no. You said it. Totally.
I am absolutely amazed that we have not had another wreck.
Kiss of death, kiss of death.
Yeah, only 2 cautions. 3 crashes, but 2 cautions. We had Ben wrecked on the same lap. John Clark wrecked Zach Michael.
Fuck him.
Zach.
Dumbass bitch.
He just took you out. I think what you're saying is absolutely true.
You know, I'd fight him. I'd run across the garage and point your finger
Well,
right
don't
in
do
his
it right
face and
now.
fight him.
After the race.
No, you just gotta go ahead and park it. Your race is over.
It's easy.
No, his life's gonna be over after I see him. Parking lot.
Could you imagine if a driver, like, say Kyle Busch, for example, got, like, somebody, like, door slammed him down the back, and he just pulls over, parks in the guy's pit stall, gets out of the car, and just starts fighting people?
That sounds like a accomplished thing to do.
Gets out and starts throwing punches.
I would just die I don't know if I'd be able to contain my laughter.
Ever heard the story about AJ Ford parking because he didn't want to go to the press?
Oh my god. No. Oh man. It's like as bad as me parking with 13 laps to go in a race because I had to go to the bathroom.
That's your excuse. Sure, it wasn't you so fed up with running.
The race where the fire alarm went off during the race?
Yeah, you had to go like 5 laps down.
No, I finished that race. You're thinking of the race with the tornado in Texas.
How am I 39? Just fucking blow me away like a drone strike. Just end it.
Drone strike. Well, you made 1 pit stop, and that's 3 laps, so you're still 3 laps down.
You know, I think NASCAR really needs to implement some kind of wave around, lap back kind of deal.
You're the start of a movement.
Just so unfair to all these guys.
Well, no, NASCAR has that. The N.O.R.L Extravaganza series is old school. We don't do that here.
I was doing just fine until JB wrecked me.
Yeah, you're actually right. Now you're 28th, and you were like in the top 10 when that happened. Now you're both a lap down.
Oh no, Glenn's in the pits. Oh, how sad. Oh, gee whiz. That's just too bad.
He probably went out of his car to change his own tires.
Please just keep losing laps so I can gain a spot. It's been a rough day as it is.
Okay, we are Clorox, and we are only going to keep sponsoring you if you use Clorox to clean your tires while you're pitting. Roger that.
Yeah, 10-4. So you want me to come in as soon as they drop the green flag and park the car. Yeah, 10-4. Jennifer Jo Cobb, I'm not gonna do that. I have too much dignity.
The good
And
news
then
is
goes out there
Park
and
the
she
truck.
does it anyway. And 10 years after that, it's still out there doing the same fucking thing.
Spears, the drone is airborne and we have to...
Ow!
Fire!
Ow!
God, you just killed some innocent kid. All he wanted was my autograph. Is Ambien still leading this race? No.
not
What?
Craig's leading Ambio is second.
Quicken Loans Arena is officially getting a new name.
Yeah, that tends to happen with sports venues. You know,
Now the slogan.
It's now the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
interesting.
What the fuck ever happened to the Gund Arena? Come on, man. Fuck out
It's
of here.
almost as bad as the
Dental Derby.
Hey, I'm just not gonna say it.
The wrong freaking thing.
I'm just gonna say the wrong thing.
So is Craig up in that gaggle of cars?
Craig is the orange car way up ahead.
Gag, are we a flock of geese flying north? Returning home? The sun is out, we may return. But yeah, I'm just gonna call Speedy the ambient car from now on. Just put a picture of Roseanne Barr on the back.
Damn geese.
46 laps to go. Craig Lee leads. Jimmy Stevens second. Matt Martin third. Brian Windsor fourth. Tyler Scott.
I don't think he's gonna be second for long though. What he's doing.
Do you guys ever get geese calls like that?
We get geese around here all the time. They sit around ponds, make a little noise and shit on everything.
Yeah, we get a lot here. Like a lot.
He seems really soft.
Yeah, John Tharp hasn't been the same since the second.
Yeah, he ain't been the same since Dale died. That's a fact, Jack.
He hasn't been the same since the diddling.
Oh god, the turkeys are outside my room. No, like seriously, there's like 12 turkeys on campus. And they hang out like the residence hall area.
Terrible thing to say about your neighbors.
I'm waiting for him to do another call again so you guys can hear it. It's pretty freaking loud.
Like shoot at him or something.
Oh, I just did it again. People get scared of me. They're like, oh my god! They do the same with the squirrels here. The squirrel like looks at him and they like run away and I'm like, god.
Tony looked at the squirrel once.
Tony is a squirrel.
They're cool, you know, you just feed them nuts and lettuce.
He's nuts.
And don't do any scary motions in front of them or they'll never come back.
Oh, these guys will come back, I promise. These guys...
What is a scary motion?
Most college...
I don't know.
Most college campuses are like, hey, we got a homeless problem, dumpster diving. No, not Sacramento State. No siree. Fucking squirrels are dumpster diving here. You go to throw away your food and a squirrel jumps up and bites your hands. You got rabies. You start foaming at the mouth. Your brain explodes. And I knew a guy.
We had a power failure on my campus because a squirrel chewed up a transformer and fried itself.
Oh, I bet that smelled fantastic.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't anywhere near me, but not having power for 4 hours because the squirrel kind of sucked.
You know, let's just take a moment and appreciate the balls on that squirrel for chewing on a live wire like that, because certainly I couldn't do it.
Not for long.
You don't have the teeth for it.
It's like when I see birds on just sitting on live wires, I'm like, that's cool.
I mean, it's perfectly safe when they're creating a path to ground. Yeah, nobody can get to Craig because of all the damn lap cars.
Yeah, it's
Okay, Warburton.
going to be an interesting race for second if something doesn't
So what are you
happen.
talking about? There's lap cars in between that too.
I'm telling you, Warburton right now would be shooting something through someone's window just angry. Damn lap cars. You know, he was up there all goddamn day.
This is the 16th time I've been wrecked this season, or whatever it says.
Yeah, it was like super suspense.
What?
Specific.
Pacific?
Pacific Ocean?
It's a
Can I
shame that
ask you
Bill
a question?
Davis fired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame that they flew a plane into the World Trade Center, but I'm not crying about it.
Christ.
You know, it's a shame that they put a restrictor plate on the motor at New Hampshire and Jeff Burton led every single lap.
That was a terrible race.
Not for Jeff Burton.
Something completely different could have happened.
Alex, are you talking through a hallway?
What? What did he say?
Hello,
Hi.
hello.
Hello.
We're definitely losing that Emmy. Thanks, guys.
Ryan's got about 6 lap cars to get to Craig, but it's a QSM.
He won't get there, not without a caution.
It's a
He's
QSM.
almost-
It's a QSM 1-2 right now, though. That's good.
This race has just been lap car brutal. I think half the field would be on the inside line.
We get a yellow pretty soon, there will be no inside line.
This is true.
Yeah, you just can't pass these lap cars because they're faster on the outside than they are on the bottom.
Should have just put like 400 grip up top so they flip over.
Yeah, watch here. Now Tony's gonna pass and make up the spot here.
I know, what is that 37th place car thinking?
Not much. It's very brain dead.
I'm thinking about apples.
Apple? I'd be like paying for everything.
What is that paint scheme? You never even submitted that for a car pack.
It was in the car pack. That's
You
the
just-
only reason I had it.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Okay.
Look, it's a specialty ski.
Unless it's that one car pack fully did.
I think the greatest paint scheme I ever had was my NASCAR Thunder 04 Food City starter car. You know, that car was phenomenal.
I think one of my favorites was my Skyrim car.
Interesting. I don't know what my favorite car would be. Probably one of, you know, actually, my Wheelin' truck was probably one of the favorites that Miller ever painted me. Do you remember that one, Zach?
Which one?
The Wheelin' one? The red and... the white and red one? I won
Yeah.
2 races with that. Or no, 1 race with that, and then 3 with the other one.
Damn, I guess I don't have any flaws for that car. It's a shame, it was a great car.
Yeah, that last truck season we did, those were my favorite truck schemes I ever had. Probably my favorite schemes in 2003 I've ever had.
22 laps to go. 3-way battle for second. Ryan, Boyser, Matt, and Speed. Meanwhile, Craigley is still 6-7 comfortable cars ahead.
I'm sure there's a picture on the website though of a race I won with that car somewhere.
I thought Danny O'Quinn was in the field. It's not.
Who the fuck is that?
The guy's like the greatest bush driver of all time.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get right without a caution or something happening.
No.
You know, Justin Ashburn was, you know, that guy was legit. You know, if they would have just given him a good ride, he would have won championships.
Lyndon Amick.
See, I don't know who that is, but that tells me right away that if he was given a ride of Hendrick quality, he would have been successful.
Oh, jeez.
You know, Jason Schuler, if that guy had just gotten a break in the sport, he would be probably up there with one of the greatest of all time.
You know, it's a shame that Casey Kane never got a break.
You know, it's a shame that Blake Feast, you know, he really got fleeced. You know, he ran for Hendrick and Gene Haas, but, you know, those are not quality rides.
Hendrick is so damn slow, isn't he?
Yeah. Nobody can
I completely forgot that Blake ran NASCAR at all.
You know, Kim Crosby was, you know, she was the true inspiration for Danica Patrick to enter NASCAR. I don't care what anybody says. You know, her 10 starts and almost 40th place finish in every race. That's impressive.
It was definitely Casey Apple.
It's just not fair. If they would have just given Clinton Schultz an opportunity, he would have won everything. But instead he had to deal with DNQs and a 36th place finish.
Oh my god, there's a yellow.
Probably from Tracy
boy.
Hines.
Oh boy, here we go.
Everyone got a lot of under yellow.
Damn, who's onboard you riding on? They went through the gearbox mighty quickly.
That was the
There goes his transmission.
So what was the yellow for?
One of Craig's you know, let's just call her an entertainer, ran out onto the track.
What's happening here? Tex got turned.
Is that Glenn?
That must have happened like right in front of me.
Oof.
And a whole bunch of cars are in it. And I missed it. Yay. Jeez.
Text came up.
Was there a car on its side there for a second?
Oh my god. My
Yes!
computer's locked up again.
Dude, flipped. We had 2 flips. 3 flips.
Damn. Man, looked like that Volkswagen when ESPN rolled down the bench.
That sucks, Zach. I remember having problems and it was just the worst.
What happened?
Actually, my whole computer just has been full retard since I booted it up today.
Have you run any scans?
No?
I would recommend that.
Yeah, now Chrome's not even launching.
Well, if Task Manager doesn't lock up again, that is usually the best way to diagnose which program is the issue.
Race on my phone. That seems to be the only functioning electronic in my house at the moment.
You know, I think it's unfair that nobody remembers Boston Reed. That guy was easily Hendrick's best driver in Xfinity.
I remember him.
See? That solidified. Guy was the best. He took a quality winning race car and finished sub 20. That's impressive. That's the kind of talent I want on my
how good of a non-win sprint car driver he was. Oh no, that's the only thing people remember.
I feel like that doesn't happen as like I feel like guys who used to run back then, like USAC and stuff, like would always make an occasional start here and there, and I just feel like nowadays it's not happening anymore.
What are we doing under yellow here?
That's probably why, because everyone's like, oh, Boston Reed, he's stock car. But he was getting a non-win car.
JJ Yaley has a triple crown.
Tony, is this real speed or is this slowed down?
I'm a little concerned about what's happening here because the lap cars are not getting by the pace car.
Yeah, so this is gonna totally dick over the field. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. You've gone off the rails.
Oh man, oh man.
Yeah, they just can't get sorted up here. Once they get sorted, you'll be okay.
I think there's only one green right now. Maybe.
Oh, the lights are still on.
Oh.
Okay. Whoa.
Oh,
Way too tight.
okay, we're in it.
Wrecking.
Out one to green.
You know what NASCAR needs to come back to life? Cigarette sponsorships.
Yeah, where is Craig supposed to be? Is he just going to drive through the field here?
Well, my assumption is that at the end he's supposed to be up front.
I'm pulling the old Brad Keselowski here. I'm refusing to get it in the proper lineup.
That'd be pretty funny.
Scarberry can't get past the pace car.
You just can't do it no more. Yeah, I haven't seen Rob in a while. I haven't heard Rob in a while.
How many green flags will get delayed because of whatever this nonsense is?
I don't know, but it's actually impressive what's happening right now.
Race is gonna be canceled. It's raining, that's it.
Never seen the AI.
Yeah, just like that one truck race, right?
Yep.
It's also under 10 to go, so the lap cars are just going to be in there.
Yeah, there's 10 laps to go, and
Yeah.
everything's all screwed up here.
No one is lining up right.
No.
All the lights are out.
Oh boy, watch the leader get
Yankees lap
freaking
cars
black
back
flag.
around.
Oh, Craig. He's gonna lose this thing. Oh. Oh, we do the wave round now, okay.
We passed the
He's
leader.
just really stuck on the wrong side of the pace car.
Okay,
I guess
so
we implemented that new rule mid-race.
second place is way behind right now.
Look at how
Ryan.
screwed up they are behind, though. Well, yeah, nobody can get to him because nobody's going to get the line up behind him. What is happening back
Ryan's
there?
on the bottom lane.
We are pacing at 30 miles an hour. What is happening? Oh my god.
They can't get sorted.
Dude, he's gonna get a black flag.
Alright, well, it's Craig Lee. Sorry, it's Craig Lee, Ryan Heuser, Jimmy Stevens, Matt Raboyne, Tyler Scott, Tim McDonald, Donald Stewart, Dave Butterworth, Scott Jackson, and Dalton Lucas. 9 laps to go. Green, green, green. Ken Pettit's coming out of the pits for no reason. Craig Lee maintains his position as everybody else is way behind due to lapped activity.
Maybe the reason is that he wanted to come out of the pits. You ever think of that?
Well, Craig definitely just won this race because
It's pretty much a battle for second at this point. Ryan Heuser trying to pass the remaining lap traffic, which is completely infinitized. Ken is back in the pits. Jimmy Stevens third, about 2/10, 3 car lengths behind.
And there goes Ken in the pits again.
this race got so screwed up.
And then the leader gets flipped over on the last lap.
The race for second is still pretty good. It's just the leader so far ahead, and he's got no traffic here. He's gone.
As my good friend Ward Burton would say, damn lap cars.
Yeah, this is why you really do have to cycle lap cars in the back. It ruins a race. Granted, some of the double file restarts.
I am more impressed with the 17th finishing position in this race. They are going to have... Hey, I give it to him. He's earned another race in this ride.
Yeah, he's going for fourth right now.
Hey, look, Tony's in the way.
He'll be our racer of the race, probably.
Racer of the race.
Race. He's the E-racer.
Gonna be 2 laps to go, coming to the next line.
There's a lot of line.
Battle for third is gonna be Tyler Scott, Matt Raboyne, Tyler on the outside, Matt on the inside. Ryan Heuser's probably gonna lock up second. Craig Lee is probably gonna lock up first for a QSM 1-2 finish.
Dude, he's gonna finish third. Holy shit.
Oh, he's going back! And then he might get him.
Craig Lee's got it.
Motor blows up and grinds to a halt.
Still crosses the line in first.
The Ricky Stenhouse method.
Ryan second, Russ third, David Tyler third, Matt Raboyne fourth, Tim McDonald fifth, Lugster sixth. Sorry, Tim McDonald fourth. You passed Matt Raboyne at the line. Congratulations on your probable
Damn lap cars.
points lead. Jimmy Stevens 7th, Scott Jackson 8th, Dan Johnston 9th, Dalton Lucas 10th. Let us take a look at Russell Charneski's replacement, Tyler Scott.
Great.
No, I fucked up. I had to, retract there for a second.
That is an impressive third place finish.
It is. There's Charneski on the high side of Mr. Jimmy Stevens. And
It's not Tony, you did it again.
I've been everywhere in this race except in the lead.
You're also getting drivers' names wrong again.
I think Smokey Jones was driving that car.
You passed Speedy with about 2 laps to go. And then you were on the high side following Tyler. And then you managed to get by Matt.
Yeah, because we were on the outside, we could actually pass. The problem is, the way the AI are here, they try to go to the bottom. So, you only actually get passes accidentally. That's why you get stuck behind the line.
Well, Tim, 5th after coming off of a 3rd place finish.
No, he's 4th.
4th.
4th, even better.
You've turned this frowny season into a great season. I don't know. I know Martinsville was bad, but
I thought you were going to say we turned this frowny season into a brownie season.
And you also did the smart thing by not coming into the pits right away.
yes.
Yeah, everyone would just slow it down right after the line.
It's 4 more corners that go into the safety arena.
David Butterworth, 11th. 12th, Matthew Dominique. 13th, Zach Michael. 14th, John Batista. 15th, Dale Coopers, or Jackson Thatcher. 16th, Walt Flowers. 17th, Dave Miller. 18th, Ben Gear. 19th, Alan Nesvetter. 20th, Plain Bill Werkheiser. William Tex Perry, Scott Drake, Randy Dobbins, Rob Scarberry, Michael Henson, and Alex Crapser, the last car on the lead lap, or 1 lap down, in 26th. Aaron Mello Cummings, Broderick Whitman, Tony Long, and Jonathan Scrabix, top 30. 31st, Zach Miller, tough day for the man. 32nd, John Tharp, Yo-Dog, Ken Pettit, tough day. Christian Torres, Tony Pizarro bounces back to 36th. Rick Jackson, 37th, out of the points lead. 38th, Steven Spears. 39th, Mark Guthrie, 40th. Glenn Kaufman, 41st. Adam Crapser in a horrifying 42nd for Johnny Reed Foley, 479 laps down. Now, I may want to point out to you the race temperature of this race was 98 degrees. So
That's a hot.
that's
Hot
probably
Bristol.
Are you saying I can't handle the heat, Tony?
no. You
Okay.
well,
Okay.
I'm saying that you blew a tire probably because it melted.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Our first controversy. Tony Pizarro, really mad at his horrible start, yells at Steven Spears for no reason.
Fuck you!
you hit me under yellow.
There we go.